3 hours before my brother Tyler's wedding, my phone buzzes with an anonymous text. "Don't go to the wedding. Check your husband's garage now." My hands shake as I stare at the message. Marcus is at the venue helping Tyler with last-minute preparations. Who would send this? Why today? The wedding dress hangs on my bedroom door, but something cold settles in my stomach. I grab Marcus's spare garage key from the kitchen drawer, my heart pounding as I head toward the one place he's always kept locked. The late morning sun beats down on my shoulders as I cross our backyard toward the detached garage. Marcus and I have been married for 3 years, and in all that time he's maintained strict control over this space. Whenever I asked about it, he'd wave me off with explanations about dangerous power tools, industrial chemicals from his contracting business, or liability concerns if I got hurt. His responses always came with that charming smile that made me feel silly for questioning him. The brass key feels heavy in my palm, its edges worn smooth from use. Marcus must come out here every day after work, sometimes spending hours on what he calls project planning. I'd grown accustomed to the routine garage door opening at 6:15, closing by 8:30. Then he'd emerge freshly showered from the utility sink he'd installed out here, ready for dinner with stories about difficult clients and construction delays. The padlock clicks open with surprising ease. I push the door inward and automatic fluorescent lights flicker to life, illuminating a space far more organized than I expected. The concrete floor is painted a pristine gray, without a single oil stain. Metal shelving units line the right wall, holding labeled boxes of screws, bolts, and electrical components. A massive workbench dominates the center, its surface clean, except for a few hand tools arranged with military precision. To my left, paint cans stack in perfect rows, their labels all facing forward. Extension cords hang on hooks coiled with obsessive neatness. Everything appears exactly as Marcus described a contractor's well-maintained workspace. The normalcy of it makes me question why I'm here, why I'm letting some anonymous message disrupt my brother's wedding day. But then my phone vibrates again. The screen illuminates with another text from the same unknown number, back left corner, behind the blue tarp. My eyes scan the garage until I spot it. In the farthest corner, a blue polyethylene tarp hangs from ceiling hooks, creating a makeshift curtain. It's the only element that seems out of place in this meticulously organized space. My feet carry me forward even as my mind screams warnings. The tarp rustles as I pull it aside, revealing what Marcus has been hiding. A desk setup that belongs in a high-tech security firm, not a contractor's garage. 3 monitors mounted on adjustable arms, a laptop docked in a professional station, and a control panel with buttons and switches I don't recognize. Green LED lights blink rhythmically on what appears to be recording equipment. Multiple external hard drives stack beside the laptop, each one labeled with dates going back 6 months. My trembling fingers wake the laptop from sleep mode. No password prompt appears. It opens directly to a desktop covered in folders. Each folder bears a name I recognize: Tyler House, Emma Apartment, Parents Home, and with a sickening lurch in my stomach, Master Bedroom. I click on Tyler's folder first. The screen fills with thumbnail images of video stills. My brother in his living room cooking dinner, watching television, even sleeping on his couch. Timestamps show recordings from every single day for the past 6 months. Hours and hours of footage capturing the mundane details of his life. I navigate to Emma's folder with growing dread. There she is, trying on what must be her wedding dress, twirling in front of her bedroom mirror, unaware that her private moment of joy is being recorded. But it's the folder labeled Master Bedroom that makes bile rise in my throat. I can't bring myself to open it, knowing it contains violations of my own privacy I'm not ready to confront. Instead, I notice another folder tucked among the others, Project Sterling. The name means nothing to me, but something about its placement separate from the surveillance folders draws my attention. Inside, spreadsheets fill the screen with financial data that makes my blood run cold. Account numbers, routing information, balance statements, Tyler's checking and savings accounts with notes about his spending patterns and upcoming large deposits, Emma's trust fund details including maturity dates and withdrawal restrictions, my parents' retirement accounts, their social security information, even their life insurance policies. Every financial detail of my family's lives laid out like a blueprint for theft. The final document in the folder is an email thread between Marcus and someone identified only as Peterson. Their exchange reads like a business transaction, cold calculated, professional. The most recent email dated yesterday at 11:47 p.m. sends ice through my veins. Tomorrow after the ceremony, we move. Family will be distracted by reception and honeymoon departures. Account transfers initiated during toasts. Make sure Kari stays at the reception until completion. Do not let her leave early. My legs threaten to give out as the full scope of Marcus's betrayal crashes over me. This isn't just surveillance. It's preparation for systematic financial destruction of everyone I love. And it's scheduled to happen today while we're celebrating Tyler and Emma's union, while our guard is down, while we're surrounded by joy and champagne and wedding cake. The man I've shared my bed with for 3 years has been planning this violation for at least 6 months. Every kiss, every "I love you," every moment of intimacy has been a lie designed to position him for this theft. The garage I wasn't allowed to enter isn't filled with dangerous tools. It's a command center for destroying my family. My hands shake uncontrollably as I sink into Marcus's desk chair, the leather creaking under my weight. The cursor hovers over folder after folder of surveillance footage, each click revealing new depths of invasion. I force myself to examine the evidence systematically, knowing I need to understand the full scope before taking action. The Tyler folder contains subfolders organized by month, then by day. I select a random date from 2 months ago and watch my brother's morning routine unfold on screen. Brewing coffee, checking emails, calling Emma before work. The camera angle suggests it's mounted somewhere in his living room, possibly hidden in the smoke detector or air vent. The video quality is disturbingly clear, professional-grade equipment capturing every detail. Emma's folder reveals multiple camera angles throughout her apartment. Kitchen, living room, bedroom, even her bathroom door approach. I skip through files watching her practice her wedding vows alone in her kitchen. Tears of happiness streaming down her face as she perfects each word. Another video shows her on the phone with her grandmother discussing which family jewelry to wear for the ceremony. These intimate moments meant to be private memories have been stolen and stored like data points in Marcus's sick plan. A subfolder labeled Financial Intelligence contains screenshots of bank statements, photographed mail, and zoom lens captures of computer screens. One image shows Tyler entering his PIN at an ATM. Another captures Emma signing into her trust fund account on her laptop. The level of detail is staggering. Marcus has their passwords, security questions, even their signatures practiced on sheets of paper. My parents' folder is equally invasive. Dad at his desk paying bills, Mom gardening in what she thinks is the privacy of her backyard. There's footage of them discussing their plans to gift Tyler money for a house down payment, their conversation about updating their wills after the wedding. Marcus has been mining their every word for financial opportunity. I navigate back to the Project Sterling folder, needing to understand the timeline. The earliest document is dated exactly 6 months ago, 2 weeks after Marcus met someone named Peterson at what he told me was a construction conference in Denver. But the receipts in this folder tell a different story. Hotel reservations in Miami, flight confirmations to offshore banking havens, meetings scheduled at times when Marcus claimed to be at job sites. A spreadsheet titled Asset Summary lists the total accessible funds across all accounts, $2.3 million. The number seems impossible, but the itemized breakdown is methodical. Tyler's savings and checking, $87,000. Emma's accessible trust funds, $450,000. My parents' retirement and investments, $1.2 million. Various credit lines and equity, the rest. Even my own inheritance from Grandma Rose is listed the $50,000 I've kept in a separate account for emergencies. Another document outlines the extraction plan in chilling detail. Simultaneous transfers during the wedding reception using the stolen credentials. Money routed through multiple shell companies, then offshore. By the time anyone notices, the funds will have passed through enough jurisdictions to be virtually untraceable. The timeline shows completion within 4 hours of initiation. I discover email communications dating back months. Marcus and Peterson discuss their previous projects with casual brutality, references to families in Phoenix, Charlotte, and Seattle, vague mentions of complications that were resolved, and targets who ceased to be problems. The language is deliberately obscure, but the meaning seeps through like poison. One email thread discusses their selection criteria: families with recent deaths or traumas, making them emotionally vulnerable, multiple family members with significant assets, elderly parents who might not monitor accounts closely. My family checked every box after Dad's death 2 years ago when grief made us cling to each other and welcome new members with open arms. The most recent emails accelerate in frequency and urgency. Peterson pushes for faster action, mentioning increased scrutiny from previous territories. Marcus resists, insisting they need to wait for the wedding to ensure maximum distraction. Their final exchange, time stamped at 2:13 this morning, confirms camera placement at the venue and a meeting scheduled for tonight at a storage facility to divide the proceeds. A folder labeled Contingencies outlines their abort protocols. If discovered before completion, they have false identities prepared. If confronted during the transfer, they'll claim their accounts were hacked. If law enforcement gets involved, they have alibis constructed with forged evidence. They've thought of everything except one possibility being discovered in the critical hours before execution. My phone buzzes again, startling me from my horrified analysis. The same unknown number. You have 45 minutes before he notices you're missing. Download everything to cloud storage now. Police won't believe without evidence. Trust no one at the wedding except blood family. The urgency in the message spurs me to action. I fumble in my purse for the thumb drive. I always carry the one Tyler gave me last Christmas, engraved with "World's Best Sister." My fingers work frantically copying folders to the drive, while simultaneously uploading to 3 different cloud services. The progress bars crawl across the screen as precious minutes tick away. While files transfer, I photograph everything with my phone. The desk setup, the monitors, close-ups of key documents. I even take video narrating what I'm seeing in whispered descriptions. If something happens to the digital files, I need backup evidence. My years working in IT before I met Marcus finally serve a purpose as I ensure multiple redundancies of this devastating proof. 20 minutes into copying files, I find another folder hidden within system files: Insurance. My stomach drops as I open it. Photos of Tyler's car brake lines, images of Emma's apartment building's security schedule, floor plans of my parents' house with entry points marked. These aren't just financial crimes they're planning, they're prepared for violence if necessary. The final file in the insurance folder is a video. Marcus and another man I don't recognize standing in what looks like a warehouse. They're discussing the Kari problem and how to handle me after the score. The stranger, who must be Peterson, says 5 words that freeze my blood. Accidents happen all the time. Marcus nods, his expression cold and calculating nothing, like the man who holds me at night and whispers promises of our future children. As the last file uploads to cloud storage, I realize I'm no longer just trying to stop a theft. I'm fighting for my family's lives. The wedding that should be celebrating new beginnings has become a carefully orchestrated trap, and I have less than an hour to spring myself from it before the hunter realizes his prey has discovered the snare. The garage suddenly feels suffocating as I pocket the thumb drive and secure my phone. Evidence uploaded, photographs taken, but what now? My hands fumble as I try to restore the laptop screen to how I found it. Can't let Marcus know I've been here. Every second counts, and I still don't know who sent the warning messages. As if reading my thoughts, my phone rings. Unknown number, the same one that's been texting. I answer with shaking fingers, pressing the phone tight against my ear. "Carrie, thank God you found it." The voice is female, distorted through some kind of filter, but tinged with unmistakable urgency. I've been trying to reach you for weeks, but he monitors everything. I had to wait until he was distracted with the wedding. Who are you? My whisper comes out harsher than intended. How do you know about this? My name is Sarah Peterson. You know me as Marcus's dead first wife. The words hit like physical blows. The car accident he told you about never happened. I'm very much alive, hiding 2 states away, and I've been tracking him ever since I escaped with my life 2 years ago. The room spins. Marcus told me Sarah died tragically before we met, showing me newspaper clippings of a fatal accident. He'd cried, recounting their brief marriage, how losing her nearly destroyed him. I'd held him through what I thought was grief, never suspecting I was comforting a predator perfecting his performance. He showed me your obituary, I managed to say. Fake. He's got a whole collection of them, different names for different cities. Carrie, listen carefully. Marcus Winters isn't even his real name. It's Daniel Cochran. Before that, he was James Belmont. He's been doing this for at least 10 years, targeting families like yours, destroying them financially, and sometimes, she pauses, sometimes worse if they figure it out. The man in the emails, Peterson, my maiden name. The person he's emailing is his real partner, Jordan Ashford. They've worked together on every score. Jordan infiltrates from another angle, usually through a family member or friend. Check your wedding party, Carrie. Check who's new in your lives these past 6 months. My mind races through recent additions to our circle. Emma's company hired new people. Tyler joined a gym with a friendly trainer. Then it clicks with sickening clarity. Emma's cousin Jordan, the wedding photographer. He showed up exactly 6 months ago, offered to do the wedding for free as a family gift. That's him. Different last names to throw people off, but same pattern. He gets close to the mark while Marcus works the primary relationship. They coordinate everything. Sarah's filtered voice carries years of pain. I found out 3 days before they were going to clean out my family. My father had just died, left us a significant inheritance. Sound familiar? My father died 2 years ago. The parallel is too precise to be coincidence. Car accident. His brakes failed. Silence stretches between us before Sarah speaks again. Check the insurance folder if you haven't already. They keep records of their interventions. Your father might have discovered something, started asking questions. Marcus doesn't leave loose ends. I saw the folder. There are photos, plans. My voice breaks. They killed him, didn't they? They murdered my father. I'm so sorry, Carrie. I suspected but couldn't prove it without accessing their files. That's why I've been trying to warn you. I have contacts in law enforcement who believe me now, but we needed evidence from their current operation. You've got that evidence now. What do I do? The wedding starts in an hour. My family's all there, walking into their trap. First, do not confront Marcus directly. He's dangerous when cornered. I made that mistake and barely survived. The scar on my ribs reminds me daily. Second, Jordan will be watching for signs you know. Act normal if you see him. Third, you need to get that evidence to my FBI contact immediately. FBI hope flares in my chest. You've been working with them. For 18 months, helping them track Marcus and Jordan across state lines. But we could never get solid evidence of an operation in progress. What you've found is the smoking gun we needed. I'm texting you Agent Rivera's direct number now. She's standing by. My phone buzzes with the contact. As I save it, another horrible thought occurs. Sarah, at the venue, they must have cameras there too. Jordan's the photographer, he'd have complete access. Definitely. He'll record everyone's movements, probably has audio devices near the gift table where cards with checks will be left. They love gathering financial intel during events. But Carrie, there's something else. Something I didn't learn until it was almost too late. My chest tightens. What? They always have a third partner. Someone embedded deeper, usually someone who's been around longer than 6 months. In my case, it was my best friend from college who'd introduced me to Marcus. They'd compromised her with blackmail years earlier. Check who brought Marcus into your life, who vouched for him. The memory surfaces like a punch to the gut. Tyler's best friend Steve had introduced Marcus at a barbecue 3.5 years ago. Steve, who'd been Tyler's roommate in college. Steve, who was best man at our wedding. Steve, who's Tyler's best man again today. Oh God, Steve Garrett. He's Tyler's best man. He introduced me to Marcus. Then he's compromised. Either blackmail or debt or both. Jordan and Marcus are experts at finding people's pressure points. Steve might not even want to hurt you, but they own him now. He's been feeding them information for years, probably since before you even met Marcus. The betrayal layers keep deepening. Every happy memory feels poisoned now. How do I know who to trust? Blood family only. Anyone else could be compromised. Even Emma's family might have someone else besides Jordan. These operations are like cancer. They spread through relationships, finding weak points to exploit. Now listen, you need to leave that garage exactly how you found it and get to the venue. Agent Rivera will meet you there, but you need to act like nothing's wrong until backup arrives. What about you? Where are you? Highway Patrol safe house about 200 miles away. I've been in protective custody since I agreed to help the FBI. But Carrie, I need you to know something. The guilt of not warning Marcus's other victims has eaten me alive. 3 families destroyed after I escaped. I could have spoken up sooner, but I was terrified. Don't make my mistake. Be brave. Your family needs you. I'm scared. I admit, tears finally breaking free. What if I mess up? What if they realize I know? You're stronger than you think. I can tell because you didn't fall apart when you found that garage. You gathered evidence. You're thinking clearly. That's exactly what your family needs. Marcus picked you because he thought your grief made you weak. Prove him wrong. Show him what happens when he underestimates a woman protecting her family. How do I reach you if something goes wrong? This number forwards to a secure line. But Kari, once you're at the venue, federal agents will be watching. They've been waiting for this break. We finally have them in the act, about to commit crimes across state lines. This ends today. Your father's death won't be in vain. The garage door mechanism suddenly rumbles to life. Someone's opening it from outside. Panic floods my system as I realize I'm trapped. The main door is rolling upwards, sunlight creeping across the floor. Someone's here, I whisper frantically. Get out now. Back door, window, anything. Don't let them trap you in there. I spot a side door I hadn't noticed, partially hidden behind a tool cabinet. My feet carry me silently across the concrete as the main door continues its slow ascent. The side door's deadbolt turns smoothly, and I slip out into the narrow space between our garage and the neighbor's fence. Marcus's voice drifts through the thin walls. Yeah, I'm here, just grabbing the backup equipment. Jordan wants extra cameras for the reception. A pause. No, Carrie's at the house getting ready. She has no idea. I press myself against the fence, inching toward the front yard. My car sits in the driveway, but I can't risk him hearing the engine. Instead, I slip through the neighbor's yard, grateful they're already at the wedding venue like most of our street. Kari, you there? Sarah's voice in my earpiece. I made it out. He's in the garage now. I need to get to the venue without my car. I'm calling you a ride service now. Get 3 houses away and watch for a silver Toyota. Driver's name is Maria. She's one of ours. As I crouch behind a landscaped hedge waiting for rescue, I watch Marcus exit the garage carrying 2 equipment cases. He loads them into his truck with practiced efficiency, whistling the song we'd chosen for our first dance. The same man who slow danced with me in our kitchen last night while discussing baby names is preparing to destroy everyone I love. The silver Toyota rounds the corner as Marcus drives away. I run for it, diving into the back seat as Maria accelerates smoothly. In the rearview mirror, I catch her eyes, professional and alert. Agent Rivera is 6 minutes out from the venue, Maria informs me. You did good, Mrs. Winters. Just hold on a little longer. I clutch my phone with its precious evidence as we race toward a wedding that's become a battlefield. The war for my family's survival is about to begin, and I'm the only one who knows the enemy is already inside our gates. Maria navigates traffic with practiced precision while I try calling Tyler from the back seat, straight to voicemail. His phone is probably silenced for the ceremony preparations. I try Emma next, then my mother, with the same results. Of course they're not answering. Everyone's focused on the wedding that's supposed to start in 50 minutes. Can't we go faster? I plead as we hit another red light. We'll get you there, Maria assures me, but I catch her checking mirrors more frequently than normal. Mrs. Winters, I need you to stay calm, but a black SUV has been following us since we picked you up. I turn to look, my heart hammering against my ribs. 2 cars back, a dark Suburban with tinted windows maintains perfect distance. Is it them? Unknown. Could be backup, could be trouble. I'm taking an alternate route. Maria swings right at the next intersection, tires squealing slightly. The SUV follows. Okay, definitely not a coincidence. Hold tight. She accelerates through a yellow light, weaving between slower vehicles. My phone buzzes with a text from Marcus. Hey babe, where are you? Tyler's looking for you at the venue. The casual tone makes my skin crawl. He's checking my location, making sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. I force myself to respond normally. Traffic jam on Maple. Be there soon. Love you. 3 dots appear immediately. He's typing. Need me to come get you? I can slip out. No, mom's calling me about corsage placement. See you there. I pray the exclamation point doesn't seem suspicious. Maria takes another sharp turn, momentarily losing the SUV. There's a construction zone ahead. I can lose them in the detour. She radios someone speaking in coded language I don't understand. Professional. Efficient. Everything I'm not feeling right now. My phone rings. Tyler's number. Relief floods through me until I hear the voice. Carrie, it's Steve, Tyler's best man, the third partner. Tyler's phone died, so he asked me to call. Where are you? The photographer needs you for some pre-ceremony shots. The photographer? Jordan. They're trying to locate me, separate me from the family. Running late, Steve. Traffic's awful. I can send someone to pick you up. What's your location? His voice carries an edge I've never noticed before. How many times has he gathered information while pretending to be helpful? I'm almost there. Tell Tyler not to worry. I end the call before he can push further. Maria suddenly cuts through a parking lot, tires crunching over loose gravel. The SUV overshoots the turn, buying us precious seconds. We emerge onto a parallel street, and I spot the venue's spire 6 blocks ahead. So close yet, it feels like miles. New problem, Maria announces. Local police just reported your vehicle at your house with the hood up. Someone called in a possible break-in. My blood runs cold. I didn't drive. Marcus disabled my car. He removed the battery. Then he's setting up an alibi, making it look like car trouble explains your absence. Maria's jaw tightens. These guys are pros. Agent Rivera needs to know. Can you forward her the evidence files now? I fumble with my phone, sending the cloud storage links to Agent Rivera's number. The upload confirmation brings minimal relief. Evidence is one thing. Stopping an active operation is another. Sarah calls again. Carrie, abort going to the venue. It's a trap. Jordan just texted Marcus that you're not in any of the preparation photos. They know something's wrong. But my family... FBI is mobilizing now. Rivera's team is 3 minutes out, but Marcus just left the venue heading toward your last known location. He's hunting you. The venue is so close. I can see guests' cars filling the parking lot, my Aunt Martha's distinctive yellow Beetle, my cousin's pickup with the veteran sticker. Everyone I love is gathering in one place, unaware their cattle being led to slaughter. Maria stopped the car. The words surprised me as much as her. Mrs. Winters, my orders are to keep you safe until... Stop the car. I grabbed the door handle. They're accelerating the timeline because I'm missing. If I'm not there, they'll know it's blown. My family needs warning now. Maria pulls to the curb 2 blocks from the venue. I can see the chapel's rose garden where Emma wanted outdoor photos. The reception tent gleams white in the afternoon sun. Everything looks perfect and peaceful, a beautiful facade hiding the rot underneath. At least take this. Maria hands me an earpiece. Channel 7 connects to the tactical team. They'll hear everything. I fit the device and step out, legs shaky but determined. Walking feels surreal, like moving through water. Each step carries me toward danger, but also toward the people I need to protect. The side entrance to the venue is propped open for catering staff. I slip inside the cool air conditioning, a shock after the outside heat. Familiar voices drift from various rooms, my mother fussing about bouquet arrangements, Emma's sister laughing at something, the string quartet warming up. I navigate toward the bridal suite knowing Emma will be there. But as I round the corner, Steve appears like he's been waiting. His face shifts from relief to something harder to read. Carrie, thank God, everyone's been worried sick. He reaches for my arm, but I step back instinctively. Something flickers in his eyes. Come on, Tyler's in the groom's suite, freaking out. I need to see Emma first. Maid of honor duties. I force a smile that feels like a mask cracking. She can wait. Your brother needs you. His hand closes on my elbow, firm enough to guide, but not quite forceful enough to seem aggressive. To anyone watching, we look like family navigating pre-wedding chaos. I let him lead me, buying time while my mind races. The earpiece crackles softly. Team 1 in position, Team 2 90 seconds out. Steve's grip tightens slightly as we pass the kitchen. I smell the salmon Emma chose for the main course, see the wedding cake through the service window, 3 tiers of fondant perfection, hiding the poison at this celebration's core. Actually, Steve, I really need the bathroom first. Nervous stomach. I pull against his grip, playing up bridal party jitters. He hesitates, clearly torn between his orders and maintaining his cover. Make it quick. You know how Tyler gets. I duck into the women's room, immediately checking for other exits. A window above the sink painted shut. No escape route. The earpiece activates. Mrs. Winters Marcus just pulled into the parking lot. Jordan's moving to cover rear exits. Through the bathroom door, I hear Steve on his phone. She's here, but acting weird. Yeah, in the bathroom now. A pause. Got it. I'll bring her. No more time for subtlety. I text the family group chat we use for coordinating holidays. Emergency. Everyone to the parking lot now. Trust me. Life or death. Then I hit send on a message I'd prepared earlier, attaching one of the surveillance photos of Tyler's house. We're all being watched. Get out now. Phones will be pinging throughout the venue. Confusion will spread, but confusion is better than coordinated theft. Or worse. Steve pounds on the door. Carrie, you okay in there? Tyler's really worried now. I flush the toilet for cover-run water, then emerge with my best anxious bride face. Sorry, big day nerves. Let's go see Tyler. But as Steve leads me down the hallway, I spot Agent Rivera through a window. Dark suit earpiece, visible hand resting on her hip where a weapon must hide. Relief nearly buckles my knees. The cavalry has arrived. What I don't see is Marcus until he steps out of an alcove directly in front of us. His contractor's outfit has been replaced by his wedding suit, but there's nothing festive about his expression. Those green eyes I once found so warm now assess me like a predator studying wounded prey. There's my beautiful wife, he says, voice carrying false warmth. Steve found you. I was getting worried. Behind him, Jordan emerges from another doorway, camera in hand like a prop. The trap is closing, but through the earpiece I hear the most beautiful words. All teams in position. On your signal, Mrs. Winters. I stand in that hallway, caught between the man I married and the family I need to save, knowing the next words I speak will shatter this illusion forever. The wedding march won't be playing today. Instead, we're about to dance to a very different tune. One where justice finally gets to lead. Marcus steps closer, his cologne, the same amber scent I once found intoxicating, now making my stomach turn. His hand reaches for my face in what should be a loving gesture, but I see the calculation behind it. He's checking my temperature, looking for signs of fever that might explain my absence. You're flushed, he observes, thumb brushing my cheek. Steve said you weren't feeling well. Just wedding excitement. I manage forcing myself not to recoil from his touch. Behind him, Jordan adjusts his camera settings with theatrical concentration, but I notice how he's positioned to block any retreat. The earpiece crackles. Team's ready. FBI announces in 10 seconds unless you're in immediate danger. Actually, I say, stepping back from Marcus, I need to talk to Emma about something. Maid of honor emergency. That can wait. Marcus's voice drops the pretense of warmth. We need to discuss why you were in the garage this morning. My blood freezes. He knows. Of course he knows, probably has surveillance on his own surveillance system. Steve shifts uncomfortably beside me, clearly sensing the change in dynamics, but not understanding it. I don't know what you mean. I try, but Marcus is already pulling out his phone. Really, because my security alert shows the garage door was accessed at 10:43 a.m. Only 2 people have the code, and I was at the venue. His green eyes narrow. Want to try again? Through the windows, I see FBI agents moving into position. Just a few more seconds. I was looking for the corsage pins. Mom asked me to grab extras from your toolbox. Jordan laughs sharp and humorless. Nice try. We both know what you found. Marcus, what's going on? Steve's confusion seems genuine. Maybe he doesn't know the full scope after all. Shut up, Steve, Jordan snaps. This is beyond your pay grade. The earpiece activates FBI nobody move. Chaos erupts as agents flood the venue from every entrance. Marcus lunges for me, but I'm ready this time, dropping low and scrambling backward. He crashes into Steve instead, both men tumbling to the floor. Jordan swings his camera like a weapon, catching an agent in the shoulder before being tackled. Everyone out, I scream, running toward the main chapel where guests are gathered. I burst through the doors to find my family already in motion. My group text worked. Tyler is herding people toward exits while Emma, still in her wedding dress, helps my mother navigate the crowd. But panic is spreading as FBI agents with weapons drawn create more fear than calm. Kari. Emma spots me and rushes over her dress train, dragging. What's happening? Men with guns just surrounded the building. Marcus isn't who we thought, I say quickly. He's been planning to rob everyone at the wedding. The FBI's here to stop it. Her face drains of color. Jordan, he's been asking so many questions about my trust fund. He's Marcus's partner. We need to find Tyler and Mom, get everyone to safety. We push through the crowd, dodging frightened guests and overturned chairs. The string quartet has abandoned their instruments, sheet music scattered like snow. I spot my mother near the gift table, frozen in place as an agent secures the area. I reach her just as she sways. It's okay, these are the good guys. I don't understand, she whispers. Marcus was such a nice young man. Tyler appears with 3 groomsmen, his face a mix of fury and disbelief. Carrie, what the hell? Steve just tried to stop me from leaving. Said it was all a misunderstanding. Steve's been feeding Marcus information about us, I explain rapidly. They've been planning this for months. They have cameras in your house, Emma's apartment, everywhere. That's impossible. But even as Tyler protests, I see the pieces clicking together in his mind. Steve's sudden interest in his finances, the investment advice that required account numbers, the casual questions about Emma's family money. A commotion erupts from the hallway. Marcus emerges in handcuffs, blood trickling from a split lip, FBI agents flanking him. His eyes find mine across the chaos, and for a moment I see the real man beneath the mask. No warmth, no love, just cold calculation and rage at being caught. This isn't over, Kari, he shouts as they drag him past. You have no idea who you're messing with. Jordan follows camera-smashed hands zip-tied behind his back. He's cursing steadily, threats mixed with demands for a lawyer. Steve comes last, head down, shoulders shaking. He looks broken, defeated, nothing like the confident best man from an hour ago. Agent Rivera approaches her calm professionalism, a stark contrast to the surrounding chaos. Mrs. Winters, we need to secure the scene and get your family somewhere safe. There may be other associates we haven't identified. Other associates? Tyler steps protectively closer to Emma. How many people are involved in this We're still determining that. This appears to be part of a multi-state operation. Your wife's evidence is helping us connect cases across the country. Rivera's attention shifts to me. We'll need full statements from everyone, but first, let's get you out of here. As we're guided toward the exit, I see the wedding that should have been. Rose petals scattered on the aisle, the altar decorated with Emma's favorite wildflowers programs, printed with photos of the happy couple. All of it a stage for what was nearly our financial execution. Emma squeezes my hand as we walk. You saved us. How did you know? Someone warned me. I admit. Marcus's first wife. She's alive and she's been trying to stop them. First wife. My mother's voice is thin with shock, but he said she died. One of many lies, Rivera confirms. We've identified at least 4 previous victims using the same pattern. Ingratiate, isolate, liquidate. You're the first family to catch them in the act. We emerge into sunlight to find the parking lot transformed into a crime scene. FBI vehicles block every exit, agents photographing license plates and checking guest identities. The reception tent stands empty, tables set for a celebration that will never happen. My dress. Emma says quietly, looking down at the designer gown she'd saved 3 years to afford. I dreamed about wearing this since I was 12. You'll wear it again, Tyler promises, pulling her close. We'll have another wedding, a real one with people who actually care about us. But even as we huddle together, supporting each other through shock and betrayal, I can't shake Marcus's final threat. This isn't over. Somewhere in this crowd of guests and agents and victims, another enemy might be watching, waiting for their moment. The earpiece I'd forgotten crackles one more time. Mrs. Winters, this is Agent Chen. We've just intercepted a text to Jordan's phone. Someone called Elle says package secured at grandmother's house. Do you know what this means? My blood runs cold as I spin to face Emma. Your grandmother's jewelry. You were going to wear her pearl set. Where is it? Emma's eyes widen in horror. My sister Amy went to pick it up an hour ago. She should have been back by now. We need units at the grandmother's house immediately, I tell Agent Chen through the earpiece. They have a hostage. Rivera is already coordinating response teams when Emma's phone rings. Amy's name on the screen. Emma answers with shaking hands, putting it on speaker. Emma. Amy's voice is high, frightened. There's a woman here. She says she knows Jordan. She won't let me leave unless... A new voice takes over, female, coldly professional. Hello, Emma. Let's discuss how this is going to work. I have your sister and I want my partners released. You have 10 minutes to make that happen, or Amy and I are going for a drive she won't come back from. The line goes dead. Around us, FBI agents scramble into action, but I'm frozen by a terrible realization. Marcus and Jordan had a third partner after all, and she's not done with us yet. We're tracing the call, Agent Rivera says urgently, phone pressed to her ear. Units are en route to the grandmother's residence. Emma clutches Tyler her wedding dress, now a cruel reminder of a day destroyed. Amy's only 19. She just started college. Please, we have to help her. We will, Rivera assures her, but I hear the tension beneath her professional calm. This Elle wasn't in any of our intelligence. She's an unknown variable. My mind races through possibilities. Who else had access? Who could move freely without suspicion? The answer hits like ice water. Lisa. Emma. What about your maid of honor? Lisa. Emma's face contorts with disbelief. That's impossible. Lisa's been my best friend since freshman year at Northwestern. She introduced me to... The blood drains from her face. She introduced me to Jordan, said he was a distant cousin who needed family connections in town. Where is she now? Rivera demands. We scan the chaos of the parking lot. Guests mill about in confusion, some arguing with agents about leaving others huddled in shocked groups. Lisa is nowhere among them. The bridal suite, Emma breathes. She said she was going to fix her makeup when the FBI arrived. I haven't seen her since. Rivera immediately dispatches agents, but I'm already moving. I know the back way, through the kitchen service corridor. Mrs. Winters, you're a civilian, Rivera protests. And Amy's a kid who got caught in this because of my husband's crimes. I'm surprised by the steel in my voice. I'm not sitting in a parking lot while she's in danger. Emma grabs my hand. I'm coming too. She's my sister. Like hell, Tyler interjects, but Emma's glare could melt steel. They targeted my family, my money, my wedding. I'm not hiding while Amy's in danger. Rivera makes a split-second decision. Agent Chen, go with them. Body armor for the civilians. And ladies, you follow Chen's lead exactly understood. We're fitted with bulletproof vests that feel impossibly heavy under the circumstances. The service corridor is dimly lit, smelling of industrial cleaner and wedding food gone cold. Our footsteps echo despite our efforts at stealth. She's probably armed, Chen whispers as we approach the bridal suite. This level of operation doesn't leave things to chance. Through the door's frosted glass panel, we see movement. 2 figures, one seated, one pacing. Chen signals us to stay back as she radios for backup positioning. Then Emma's phone vibrates, a video message from Amy's number. We huddle to watch, keeping the volume low. Amy sits zip-tied to a chair, tears streaming, but chin raised defiantly. Behind her, Lisa prowls like a caged predator. Gone is the bubbly bridesmaid persona. This woman moves with dangerous purpose. Hey, Em, Lisa says to the camera voice dripping false sweetness. Remember when we used to talk about our dream weddings? How we'd be each other's maids of honor? Well, dreams change. Mine became about survival after Jordan pulled me into this mess 2 years ago. Promised me easy money helping him photograph events. Didn't mention the blackmail that came after. Amy struggles against her bonds. She's lying. She showed me texts where she's been planning this. Lisa backhands her casually and Emma barely suppresses a cry. I grip her hand tighter. Here's what happens now, Lisa continues. Jordan and Marcus walk free. They get an hour's head start. Then Amy comes home. Simple trade. She's stalling, Chen murmurs, buying time for something. The video ends. Emma immediately tries calling back, but it goes to voicemail. Through the door, we hear Lisa's laugh, sharp and bitter. They won't deal, another voice says. Male. Familiar, but unexpected. My stomach drops as I recognize it. The photographer's assistant, I whisper to Chen. Robbed something. He was at all the planning meetings. Chen's jaw tightens. 4 partners, not 3. This keeps getting better. FBI's not stupid, Rob continues inside. They'll sacrifice 1 college girl to keep their case. We need to move to Plan C. Not yet, Lisa snaps. Emma won't let her sister die. She'll pressure them to deal. Emma suddenly pushes past Chen and pounds on the door. Lisa, I know you're in there. Let Amy go. Take me instead. Emma, no. Tyler appears behind us, having followed despite orders. More footsteps indicate additional agents converging on our location. Well, well, Lisa calls out. The whole wedding party's here. Come on in, Emma. Let's chat like old times. Chen blocks the door. Nobody enters until... Glass shatters inside. Screams. A gunshot. Chen kicks the door open as we rush in behind her. The scene inside defies immediate comprehension. Lisa stands by the shattered window, blood running from cuts on her arms. Rob is on the floor clutching his shoulder where red spreads across his shirt. And Amy stands over him with a broken champagne bottle, looking shocked at her own actions. Drop the weapon, Chen commands, gun trained on Lisa. Lisa laughs, swaying slightly. You know what's funny? I actually loved Emma like a sister once. Before Jordan got his hooks in me. Before he showed my parents those photos from the one stupid party where I tried cocaine. Her voice cracks. Before he owned me. Lisa, please. Emma steps forward, hands raised peacefully. We can help you. You're a victim too. No. Lisa's voice rises hysterically. I made choices. I helped them plan this. I pretended to be your friend while reporting your every secret. I'm not a victim. I'm a monster he created. The window's a 40-foot drop, Chen says quietly. Step back from there. Lisa looks at Emma one last time. Your grandmother's jewelry is in my car. Trunk. I couldn't go through with taking those too. They meant too much to you. She takes another step backward. Lisa, don't... Emma lunges forward, but Tyler catches her. Tell my parents the car accident story, Lisa says almost conversationally. It's kinder than the truth. Another step back. The window frame is all that's behind her now. We can protect you, Agent Rivera says from the doorway, more agents flooding in. You can testify, get immunity, start over. Lisa shakes her head. Some things you can't come back from. I chose this path every time I betrayed my best friend. Every time I smiled at wedding dress shopping while texting Jordan her trust fund details. Every time I... Rob groans from the floor trying to speak. The boat. Tell them about the boat. Lisa's face goes white. Shut up, Rob. What boat? Rivera demands. But Rob's already talking words spilling out as shock sets in. Marcus has a boat at Marina del Rey, cash and fake passports on board, meeting there tonight if things went bad. Lisa looks at Rob with disgust. You coward, they were counting on us. They were using us. Rob shoots back. Just like they use Steve, just like they use everyone. I'm done being disposable. Emma breaks free from Tyler and approaches Lisa slowly. Please, you are my best friend. That has to count for something. For a moment, Lisa's mask drops completely. She's just a scared young woman who got in too deep, lost everything to men who saw her as a tool. I'm sorry, Em, for all of it, but especially for this. She doesn't jump. Instead, she steps back from the window and drops to her knees, hands behind her head. I'll testify, tell you everything, but I want a deal in writing first. Agents swarm her cuffs, clicking into place. Amy collapses into Emma's arms, both sisters crying. Rob is treated by paramedics while giving a steady stream of information about boat locations, backup plans, offshore accounts. As they're led away, Lisa looks back once more. Emma, that time freshman year when you held my hair while I had food poisoning, that was real. Not everything was a lie. Then she's gone, and we're left in a bridal suite that's become a crime scene. Broken glass glitters on carpet that should have hosted wedding photos. Blood stains the dress Emma hung here with such hope this morning. The boat, Rivera says urgently into her radio. We need units at Marina del Rey now. If Marcus has an escape route planned... But I'm not listening anymore. I'm holding Emma and Amy while Tyler wraps his arms around all of us. We're battered, betrayed, but we're together. And somewhere across the city, the man I married is about to learn that his perfect plan has become his perfect trap. We're still in the bridal suite when Agent Rivera's phone erupts with urgent updates. Marcus and Jordan were being transferred to federal holding when the transport was hit at a stoplight. Professional job. Both suspects escaped. The blood drains from my face. He's going for the boat. Units are already headed to Marina del Rey. Rivera assures us, but I hear the concern she's trying to hide. We need to get you all to a secure location immediately. Wait. Amy speaks up, voice still shaky. When Lisa was tying me up, she kept checking her phone. She mentioned something about insurance at the storage facility on Vine Street. Said Marcus keeps everything important there. Rivera immediately relays this information while organizing our evacuation. We're hustled into unmarked SUVs, but as we pull away from the venue, my phone rings. Marcus's number. Don't answer that, Chen warns from the driver's seat. But I've already accepted the call, switching to speaker so everyone can hear. Hello, wife. Marcus's voice is calm, controlled nothing like a man who just escaped federal custody. Quite the wedding day you've orchestrated. It's over, Marcus. They know about the boat. They have Lisa and Rob. There's nowhere to run. His laugh sends ice through my veins. Oh, Carrie, you think this is my first contingency plan? I've been doing this since before you were old enough to drive. Though I admit you surprised me. Sarah said you were smart, but I didn't believe her. You've spoken to Sarah. My voice catches on her name. Spoke. Past tense. She thought her FBI safe house was so secure, thought her new identity would protect her. He pauses, letting the implications sink in. She talked about you constantly in those final moments, how brave you were, How you'd stop me when no one else could. You're lying, but my hands shake as I grip the phone. And I check with your FBI friends. Communications with their safe house went dark an hour ago. Rivera frantically works her phone, trying to raise the team protecting Sarah. The growing alarm on her face tells me everything. You son of a bitch, I breathe. Now. Language. Though I suppose our marriage vows are rather moot at this point. His tone shifts, becoming businesslike. Here's what happens next. You're going to transfer the contents of your grandmother's inheritance to an account I'll provide. $50,000. My travel fund, let's call it. No. He sounds genuinely amused. Let me explain your motivation. Tyler and Emma's new house, you know, the one they just closed on last month. The gas line is remarkably accessible from the crawl space. Jordan does excellent work with timers. Emma gasps. Tyler grabs the phone. If you hurt anyone else. Tyler, brother-in-law, how's the wedding night going? Marcus's mockery drips through the speaker. You should thank me, really. Emma was only marrying you for stability after her trust fund matures. Lisa told me all about Emma's doubts her ex. In New York, she still texts. Shut up, Emma snarls, but I hear the hit land. Even lies hurt when delivered with such precision. Then there's your mother, Marcus continues. Did you know she takes sleeping pills? The interaction with certain common medications can be fatal. Steve's been adjusting her prescriptions for months. One phone call from me, and tonight she doesn't wake up. My mother, sitting in the back row, releases a small, terrified sound. You're desperate, I say, forcing strength I don't feel. Making wild threats because your plan fell apart. Desperate, no. Disappointed, yes. You were supposed to be grieving at the reception while I cleaned out your family's accounts. Instead, I'm improvising. But I'm very good at improvisation, Kari. Remember that weekend in Napa when the hotel lost our reservation? I found us that perfect little inn instead. The casual reference to our honeymoon makes me physically ill. Every memory is tainted now, every moment a manipulation. But my best improvisation, he continues, that was your father. He was getting too close, asking questions about my background. Did you know he hired a private investigator? I found out from Steve, of course. Your father trusted the wrong friend. You admitted it, Rivera mouths, pointing to her phone. We're recording. But I barely hear her. The confirmation of what I suspected hits like a physical blow. You killed him. I solved a problem, just like I'm solving this one. The money, Carrie. You have 10 minutes to transfer it or I start making calls. Jordan's particularly eager to test his device at Tyler's house. He's still angry about that camera you broke. Marcus, I start, but he cuts me off. Oh, and Kari, that lingerie you bought for tonight. The red set. You look lovely in it, by the way. The bedroom camera has excellent resolution. The violation hits fresh even after everything. He watched our most intimate moments, cataloged them like evidence. 9 minutes, he says. Account details coming to your phone. Don't test me. I've already lost everything else. I have nothing left to lose. The line goes dead. Seconds later, routing numbers appear in a text. He's bluffing, Rivera says immediately. We have teams at Tyler's house, your mother's under protection, and... Her phone rings. She listens, face growing grave. The safe house was hit. 2 agents down Sarah Peterson is missing. Local police found blood at the scene. He killed her, I say numbly. He killed Sarah. We don't know that yet, Rivera insists, but her voice lacks conviction. Transfer the money, Emma says suddenly. It's just money. We can't risk anyone else getting hurt. If we pay him, he'll run, Tyler argues. He'll disappear and do this to another family. If we don't pay him, he might kill us all anyway. Amy points out, still pale from her ordeal. They argue while I stare at my phone. $50,000. The money my grandmother left me that I'd saved so carefully for the children Marcus and I would never have. Blood money, now the price of my family's safety. Or maybe just the first payment. People like Marcus don't stop at one demand. There's another option. Agent Chen says from the front seat. We trace the transfer, follow the money. It's risky, but do it, I decide. Set up the trace, I'll transfer the money. Carrie, no, my mother protests. That money is your future. My future is making sure you all have one, I reply, already pulling up my banking app. Rivera coordinates with cybercrimes while I navigate to the transfer screen. My hands shake as I input the routing numbers. $50,000. Such a small amount for a life savings, such a large amount for a woman whose husband turned out to be a monster. Trace is active, Rivera confirms. As soon as he accesses it, we'll know where he is. I hit transfer. The screen confirms the transaction with cheerful graphics as if I'm not funding a killer's escape. My phone rings immediately. Marcus again. Good girl, he says. I knew you'd see reason. Family first right. That's what I loved about you, Kari, your loyalty. It made you such an easy mark. Are we safe now? I force myself to ask. Will you leave us alone? Safe, oh, Carrie. You were never safe. From the moment Steve introduced us, you were prey. But yes, I'll honor our deal. Your family lives. Consider it my wedding gift. Marcus. I say, surprising myself with the steadiness of my voice. I want you to know something. Every moment of our marriage, every kiss, every time you said you loved me, I believed it. That's not weakness. That's humanity. Something you'll never understand. Silence stretches before he responds. You're wrong. I do understand humanity. I understand it so well I can fake it perfectly. What I don't understand is why people insist on authenticity when a beautiful lie is so much more pleasant. Because lies end, I tell him. Truth endures. And the truth is they're tracking that money transfer right now. The truth is you're not as smart as you think. The truth is I'm divorcing you. His laugh is ugly now, stripped of pretense. Divorce, Kari, death, do us part, remember, and I always keep my vows. The threat hangs in the air before he continues. 37 minutes, by the way. That's how long your father suffered after his brake lines were cut. He called your mother 6 times, left 3 voicemails, bled out thinking about his family, just like Sarah did today. You bastard. Goodbye, wife. Thanks for the travel money. Maybe I'll send you a postcard from whatever beach I land on, or maybe I'll come back when you least expect it. Sweet dreams. The line goes dead. This time when I try calling back, it goes straight to a disconnected message. Got him, Rivera shouts. The money was accessed from a terminal at... Wait, that can't be right. It shows the location as this vehicle. We all freeze. Chen immediately pulls over, everyone evacuating the SUV. Agents swarm our vehicle, searching frantically. They find it under my seat, a cell phone I've never seen before, the banking app still open on its screen. He's here, I whisper. He's been here the whole time. That's when we hear the explosion. The explosion echoes across the city, a deep rumble that rattles windows. In the distance, black smoke billows into the evening sky. Rivera's radio crackles with urgent reports. Marina del Rey, multiple boats on fire, emergency responders on scene. The boat, Chen says grimly. He blew up his own escape route. No, I realize with growing horror. It's a distraction. He wants everyone focused there while my phone buzzes. A text from my mother's caregiver. Your mom is asking for you. She seems upset about the wedding. That's not right, Tyler says immediately. We hired Patricia specifically because she's unflappable. She wouldn't text about mom being upset. He's at the house, I breathe. Marcus is at mom's house. Rivera's already coordinating units to my childhood home while we pile back into vehicles. Tyler and I ride together, Chen driving at dangerous speeds through residential streets. My hands won't stop shaking. He planned this, Tyler says, voice tight with controlled fury. Every contingency, every move. How long has he been planning this? Since before he met me, probably, I admit. Sarah said he studies families for months before choosing targets. We were perfect recent loss, substantial assets, trusting. My phone rings, mom's number. I answer with my heart in my throat. Carrie, dear. Mom's voice sounds strange, carefully controlled. I'm having tea with your friend Marcus. He says there was some misunderstanding at the wedding. Mom, are you okay? Is Patricia there? Patricia had to step out. Something about her daughter. But Marcus is keeping me company. A pause. He's showing me some interesting photos on his laptop. Photos? Marcus's voice takes over, no longer pretending. Your parents' anniversary cruise last year. Your father looked so happy. It would be a shame if those were the last photos of him she ever saw, especially the ones Jordan edited to include certain additions. Don't you dare show her those lies, I snarl. Lies? Oh, these are very convincing. Your father with other women, gambling debts, secret accounts. I could destroy his memory in her mind forever. Make her question 30 years of marriage. Unless what? You come alone. We have unfinished business, wife. Bring the FBI and sweet Patricia joins your father. She's tied up in the garage, by the way. Alive for now. I'll come, just don't hurt them. 20 minutes, back door. And Carrie, I'll know if you're wired. I'll know if anyone follows. Your mother's heart medication is so easy to confuse with other pills. Don't test me. The line goes dead. Chen is already on her radio, but I grab her arm. No backup, you heard him. Mrs. Winters, we can't let you walk into a hostage situation alone. Rivera's voice comes through the speaker. My mother has a heart condition, I plead. The stress alone could kill her, and he knows it. Please, he wants me, not her. Tyler grips my hand. I'm going with you. No, he said alone. I meet his eyes trying to convey everything I can't say. Take care of Emma, of Mom, if... Don't talk like that, he says fiercely. You're coming back. Chen pulls up 3 blocks from my childhood home. The street looks deceptively peaceful, porch lights beginning to flicker on the Hendersons walking their ancient beagle. No sign of danger except the unmarked vans positioned at strategic corners. Microscopic tracker. Chen presses a tiny device into my palm. Swallow it if you can. Audio pickup in your earring, it's passive so he won't detect it. We'll be listening. If he hurts them... He won't, Rivera interrupts through the radio. He needs leverage. But Carrie, if you get a chance to get your mother out, take it. Don't try to be a hero. I walk the familiar streets of my childhood past the Miller's house, where I learned to ride a bike past the park where Dad taught me to throw a curveball. Each step carries me closer to the monster I married the man who killed my father and now holds my mother hostage. The back gate creaks the same way it has for 20 years. Mom's garden blooms in careful rows, her prized roses perfuming the air. Through the kitchen window, I see them, Mom at the table, hands folded primly, and Marcus standing behind her, one hand resting on her shoulder in mock comfort. I enter through the back door, hyper-aware of every sound. The kitchen smells like Mom's lavender tea, but underneath lurks something else, fear, thick and cloying. Carrie. Mom starts to rise, but Marcus's hand presses her down. Stay seated, Helen. We're having such a nice chat. His smile is the same one he wore at our wedding. Carrie, you look beautiful. Terror becomes you. Let her go, Marcus. This is between us. Is it because from where I stand, your entire family wronged me? You discovered my plans. Tyler interfered. Your mother here called the police when she got your warning text. Even dead Daddy reached out from the grave to complicate things. Mom, are you hurt? I'm fine, sweetheart. But I see the tremor in her hands, the pallor of her skin. Marcus was just telling me about his childhood. Such a sad story. Marcus laughs. Still trying to understand me, Helen, looking for the trauma that explains the monster. Sorry to disappoint, but I had a perfectly normal childhood. I just realized early that emotions are tools, not truths. Love grief. Trust they're all just levers to pull. Then why? I ask, genuinely curious despite everything. Why not just be a normal contractor? Why destroy families? His mask slips for just a moment, revealing something hollow underneath. Because I can. Because people like you make it so easy with your faith in humanity. Because every family I destroy proves that love is just weakness, dressed in sentiment. "You're wrong," Mom says quietly. "Love is the only thing that matters. It's why Carrie risked everything to save us. Why Tyler rushed here despite your threats. Why even poor Steve tried to warn us in the end." Marcus's face twists. Steve was weak, just like his gambling-addicted father who sold him to me for debt forgiveness. Just like Sarah who thought she could escape. Just like... A crash from upstairs interrupts him. Marcus tenses hand moving to his pocket where a gun-shaped bulge shows. "That better be the cat," he warns. "We don't have a cat anymore," Mom says. "Tiger died last spring." Another crash followed by footsteps. Marcus yanks Mom up, using her as a shield as he backs toward the hallway. I follow, hands raised, trying to keep his focus on me. "Whoever's up there, come down now or Helen pays the price," Marcus shouts. The footsteps stop. Then incredibly laughter drifts down. Female laughter. "Oh, Marcus," a familiar voice calls. "Always so dramatic. Can't a girl retrieve her belongings without death threats?" Sarah Peterson appears at the top of the stairs, bloody battered but very much alive. She holds a laptop bag in one hand and Marcus's emergency cash stash in the other. "Surprise, husband. Reports of my death were greatly exaggerated, though your friends certainly tried their best." She descends slowly, each step deliberate. "Hi, Kari. Sorry I'm late. Traffic was murder, literally." Marcus's gun wavers between Sarah and me. "You're supposed to be dead. I saw the blood, the safe house." "You saw what I wanted you to see," Sarah interrupts. 2 years of hiding taught me some tricks, like how to fake my own death when necessary. The FBI agents were in on it, by the way. We needed you to believe I was gone so you'd get sloppy. And boy, did you get sloppy. You set me up. The realization dawns on Marcus's face. This whole thing, you fed Carrie information to force my hand. Partially true, Sarah admits, though Kari exceeded all expectations. I just wanted to expose you. She wanted to save everyone. Guess which approach worked better? Marcus's composure cracks completely. The gun swings wildly as he processes the betrayal. In that moment of distraction, Mom does something I never expected. She stamps down hard on his instep with her sensible heel, then drives her elbow back into his solar plexus. Marcus doubles over, loosening his grip. Mom twists away as I lunge forward, grabbing for the gun. We struggle, but Marcus is stronger, desperate. The gun swings toward Mom. No, I scream. The gunshot is deafening in the enclosed space. But it's Marcus who staggers back, looking down in shock at the spreading red stain on his shirt. Behind him, Agent Rivera lowers her weapon, having appeared from the basement stairs. FBI response time, she says calmly. 4 minutes when properly motivated. Nice elbow, Mrs. Thompson. Marcus drops to his knees, still clutching the gun. His eyes find mine, and for the first time I see genuine emotion, their surprise. You were perfect, he whispers. The perfect mark. How did you... Because I'm not a mark. I tell him, kneeling beside him as agents swarm the room. I'm a person, with a family who loves me and would do anything to protect each other. That's what you never understood. Love isn't weakness. It's the strongest force in the world. He tries to speak again, but blood bubbles from his lips. The gun falls from nerveless fingers. EMTs rush in, but I can see it's too late. The man I married, the monster who killed my father, dies on my mother's kitchen floor while trying to comprehend how love defeated him. Carrie. Mom wraps me in her arms as they take him away. It's over, sweetheart. It's finally over. But even as I hold her, even as Tyler and Emma rush in with tears and relief, even as Sarah offers a sad smile of understanding, I know she's wrong. Marcus is dead, but Jordan is still out there, and something tells me this nightmare isn't quite finished yet. We sit in Mom's living room as FBI agents process the scene. Sarah tends to her injuries with an EMT while Mom, remarkably composed for someone who just helped take down a killer, serves tea like it's any other Sunday visit. Mom, you should be resting, Tyler protests as she offers him sugar. Nonsense, my hands need something to do. She pauses at my cup. 2 sugars, dear, or has that changed too? The normalcy of the question breaks something in me. Tears flow freely as she pulls me close. Oh, sweetheart, let it out. You've been so strong. I brought him into our lives. I sob. I married Dad's killer. You married a master manipulator who fooled everyone, she corrects firmly. Even your father only suspected something near the end. About that, Sarah interjects, wincing as the EMT bandages her ribs. There's something you all need to know. I've been in contact with your mother for the past week. We turn to stare at Mom, who simply sips her tea. Helen, Rivera prompts, you want to explain? Mom sets down her cup with practiced precision. Sarah called me 6 days ago, told me everything Marcus, the plan your father's death. At first I didn't believe her, but she had proof. Security footage from the garage where your father's car was serviced, showing Jordan tampering with the brakes. Mom, Tyler breathes, why didn't you tell us? Because Sarah convinced me we needed Marcus to believe he was in control. If he suspected, I knew he might accelerate his timeline, or worse, disappear entirely. She looks at me apologetically. I'm sorry, Carrie. Letting you discover that garage today, watching you suffer, was the hardest thing I've ever done. But Sarah said you'd react genuinely, and that authenticity would sell the deception. You've been acting this whole time. I can't hide my hurt. Even now with the tea and the concerned mother routine. Oh, the concern is real, Mom assures me. But when Marcus showed up here instead of fleeing, I knew our plan was working. The FBI agents in the basement, Patricia's safe at her actual daughter's house, even my heart medication complaint, all orchestrated. The elbow strike, Tyler asks weakly. Self-defense classes at the senior center. Mom admits with a small smile. Instructors said I had natural talent. Sarah laughs despite her injuries. Your mother is quite the strategist. She suggested the fake death scenario, said Marcus's ego wouldn't let him resist gloating about it. But the blood at the safe house, the agents... Theatrical blood, Rivera explains. Agents wearing protective gear who knew to go down. We needed Marcus to believe he'd eliminated his biggest threat. Overconfident people make mistakes. So everyone knew except us. Emma asks, having arrived with Amy during the chaos. Not everyone. Mom corrects. Steve didn't know. Poor boy was genuinely terrified when he tried to warn you. His conscience finally outweighed his fear. Lisa and Rob certainly didn't know. And Jordan... Still missing, Rivera reminds us. Along with $2.3 million in cryptocurrency Marcus moved this morning before the wedding. He won't get far, Sarah says confidently. I've been tracking their assets for 2 years. Jordan's predictable. He'll go for the backup accounts in the Caymans. How can you be sure, I ask? Sarah and Mom exchange a look that makes me deeply uncomfortable. Because that's where we want him to go, Mom says simply. The Cayman accounts aren't what he thinks they are. I had our family attorney make some adjustments yesterday. What kind of adjustments? The kind that trigger federal alerts the moment they're accessed, Mom explains. Your father was paranoid about offshore banking after his partner embezzled funds years ago. He set up monitoring systems that I've maintained. Jordan will light up like a Christmas tree the second he tries to withdraw. Mom, Tyler says slowly, exactly how long have you known about all this? She sighs suddenly, looking her age. I suspected something was wrong when your father died. His last voicemail mentioned needing to talk about Kari's boyfriend. He discovered something. But I had no proof, and you were so happy, sweetheart. I convinced myself I was just a grieving widow seeing shadows. Until Sarah called, I finish. Until Sarah called, she confirms. Then everything clicked. The questions Marcus asked about finances, the way he isolated you from your friends, how he always had excuses to access our family documents. Classic predator behavior I should have recognized sooner. You're not to blame, Sarah says firmly. Marcus and Jordan are experts at this. They've destroyed dozens of families, which brings me to why I'm really here. She pulls a flash drive from her pocket. Everything's on here. Every victim, every scheme, every hidden asset. 2 years of investigation. Consider it my wedding gift, even if the wedding didn't quite go as planned. Emma manages a watery laugh. Worst wedding ever. The photographer tried to rob us, the maid of honor held my sister hostage, and the groom's brother-in-law tried to kill everyone. But you're all alive, Amy points out. That's what matters. And Marcus is gone, I add quietly. He can't hurt anyone else. About that, Rivera interjects. We'll need statements from everyone, but given the circumstances, self-defense is clear. Marcus drew on civilians after taking hostages. Clean shooting. I still can't believe it's over, Tyler says, pulling Emma close. This morning we were worried about flower arrangements. It's not over, Mom corrects. Jordan's still free. The trauma will take time to process. And we have a funeral to plan, a real one this time for your father. But the immediate danger has passed. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. Everyone tenses as I answer on speaker. Carrie Winters. A male voice, nervous. This is Rob Chen from the hospital. I know I have no right to call, but I needed you to know Jordan's not going to the Caymans. What? He called me an hour ago from a burner phone. Said the whole thing was blown, Marcus was probably dead, and he was activating the nuclear option. Which is? Revenge. He blames you for ruining years of work. He mentioned something about finishing what they started with your father, making sure the whole family pays. I'm so sorry. I never wanted anyone hurt. I just needed the money for my mom's cancer treatment, and they promised. Where is he, Rob? Rivera cuts in. I don't know, but he said something about going home, that this all started with the Thompsons, and that's where it would end. The line goes dead. We sit in stunned silence before Mom speaks. The old family house, where your father grew up. We still own it, use it for storage. Jordan asked about it once, said Marcus was looking for workshop space. He's going to burn it down, Sarah realizes. Destroy your family history like you destroyed his operation. Not just burn it, I say with growing horror. Dad's home office is there. All his papers, photos, everything we couldn't bear to sort after he died. If Jordan knows about Dad's investigation, he's not just destroying evidence, Rivera finishes. He's erasing your father's legacy. We're moving before she finishes speaking, a convoy of FBI vehicles racing across town. But in my heart, I know we're already too late. Jordan's had too much time, too much motivation. The monster is cornered, and cornered monsters do desperate things. As we race through the night toward my father's childhood home, Mom reaches over and takes my hand. Whatever happens, we face it together. That's what family does. I squeeze back, drawing strength from her touch. Marcus is dead. Jordan won't escape. And somehow, despite everything, we're still standing. But the night isn't over yet. The convoy screams through empty streets, sirens painting everything in alternating red and blue. I grip Mom's hand as Agent Chen weaves through traffic, her driving somehow more terrifying than everything we've survived today. 3 minutes out, Rivera reports through the radio. Air support shows heat signatures at the location. He's there. Through the windshield, an orange glow lights the horizon. My heart sinks. He's already started. The whole neighborhood will go up if that fire spreads, Tyler says from the back seat. Those houses are all wood frame built in the 50s. Fire department's en route. Chen assures us taking a corner so fast I taste bile. My phone explodes with texts. Wedding guests who evacuated earlier are sending frantic messages. Emma's cousin, is everyone okay? The venue is on fire. My aunt, turn on the news now. The venue. I switch to news alerts, and there it is. The Riverside Manor, where 2 hours ago Emma should have walked down the aisle, is ablaze. Multiple fire departments responding. Cause unknown. He set 2 fires, Tyler asks, but Mom shakes her head. 3, she says quietly, showing us her phone. Our house, the neighbors just called. The image on her screen shows flames licking from the windows of my childhood home. The kitchen where Marcus died less than an hour ago is now an inferno. He's trying to divide resources, Rivera realizes. force us to choose which fire to fight. While he escapes in the chaos, Sarah adds from the vehicle behind us. Classic Jordan. But something doesn't feel right. Jordan's not the escaping type. He's the type who needs to watch his victim suffer. He's not running, I say with sudden certainty. He wants us at Dad's house. This is personal for him. All units, Rivera commands into her radio. Proceed to the Thompson family property. Suspect is likely waiting. We crest the final hill, and my childhood summers flash before my eyes, along with a wall of flame. Dad's family home, the 2-story Craftsman, where he learned to ride a bike where my grandparents hosted 50 years of Christmas dinners, is fully engulfed. Fire shoots from every window, the old wood feeding flames that reach toward the stars. But worse than the fire is what's happening in front of it. Jordan stands in the middle of the lawn, gasoline cans scattered around him like offerings. He's doused himself thoroughly, the acrid smell reaching us, even through the closed windows. In one hand, he holds a road flare. In the other, Dad's leather-bound journal, the one Mom said he'd been writing in before he died. Stay in the vehicles, Rivera orders, but I'm already moving. Carrie, no, Mom tries to grab me, but I slip free, hitting the ground running. Jordan, I shout over the roar of flames. Don't do this. He turns, and I barely recognize the polished photographer from this morning. His suit is torn, face streaked with soot, and tears, eyes wild with rage and grief. The grieving daughter appears. He laughs bitterly. Come to save Daddy's memory, too late. It's all burning. Every photo, every document, every piece of your perfect family history. Jordan, please. I stop 20 feet away, hands raised. The heat from the house is overwhelming, but I force myself not to retreat. This won't bring Marcus back. Marcus. He spits the name. You think this is about him? That psychopath got what he deserved. This is about me, about the life you stole. I had a real photography business. The flare waves dangerously close to his gasoline-soaked clothes. A gallery showing next month. A girlfriend who didn't know about any of this. Then you had to dig, had to be the hero. Now it's all gone. My work, my reputation, my future. Because of you. Because of your choices. I counter, inching closer. You could have said no to Marcus. His laugh is hollow. Say no. He had photos, videos. One stupid night in Vegas where I thought we were friends and he owned me forever. Just like he owned Steve, like he owned Lisa. We were all just tools to him. Behind him, the house groans and partially collapses, sending sparks skyward. FBI agents fan out, but they can't risk shooting with all the gasoline. But you, Jordan continues, you were supposed to be another Mark, stupid grieving girl who'd believe anything. Instead, you destroyed everything. Jordan. Sarah's voice comes from my left. She's managed to circle around, approaching from his blind spot. I know what he did to you, the blackmail, the threats. I have evidence that you were coerced. We can help you. He spins toward her, flare dancing. Sarah Peterson, the ghost. He said he killed you. He said a lot of things, Sarah replies calmly. All lies. That's what he did, lie and use and destroy. But it's over now. You can stop. Stop. Jordan looks at the inferno behind him, at the journal still clutched in his hand. I've burned down 3 buildings tonight. I'm soaked in gasoline, holding a lit flare. There's no stopping this. There's always a choice. Mom's voice carries across the lawn. She's standing by the vehicles, Tyler holding her back. That journal you're holding, my husband wrote about forgiveness in it, about second chances. He'd want you to have one. Jordan's hand trembles. Your husband is dead because of me. I helped plan it. Watched Marcus tamper with his brakes. Did nothing. The confession hangs in the air like smoke. I should feel rage, but all I see is a broken young man who got caught in a monster's web. Then honor him. I say, taking another step closer. Don't let more people die because of Marcus's evil. You're not him, Jordan. You still have a choice. For a moment, I think I've reached him. The flare lowers slightly, his shoulders slump. Then sirens wail in the distance, fire trucks responding to his other blazes, and his face hardens. Choices, he says bitterly. I chose to help a killer for money, chose to betray families, chose to become him. He raises the journal. Your father wrote about me, you know. Not by name, but he knew someone was feeding Marcus information. Called them the Shadow. Said he pitied them living half a life. Jordan. I'm done being pitied. He drops the journal and raises the flare high. I'm done being anyone's shadow. Everything happens in slow motion. The flare arcs downward toward his gasoline-soaked body. I lunge forward without thinking. Sarah shouts a warning. Mom screams. My shoulder hits Jordan's midsection just as the flare touches fabric. We tumble away from the gasoline cans as flames race across his jacket. I roll us frantically, using my body to smother the fire, while he fights me, sobbing and cursing. Let me burn, let me end it. No. I pin his arms, feeling heat sear my hands. You don't get to take the easy way out. Agents swarm us with fire extinguishers, dousing us both in chemical foam. Someone pulls me off Jordan as EMTs rush in. My hands throb with Burns' dress ruined beyond recognition. But I'm alive. We're both alive. You stupid, stupid woman, Jordan sobs as they cuff him to the gurney. I killed your father. I destroyed your wedding. I burned your history. Why save me? I look at the inferno consuming Dad's house, at the journal lying singed but intact on the grass, at my family standing together despite everything. Because that's what makes us different from people like Marcus. I tell him, we choose hope over hate, even when it hurts, even when you don't deserve it. They take him away and I finally let my legs give out. Mom and Tyler catch me wrapping me in a blanket that smells like smoke and salvation. The houses, I whisper, all our memories. Just things, Mom says firmly. Your father's real legacy isn't in that house. It's in you, in the woman who risked her life to save the man who helped kill him. He'd be so proud. Emma appears with Amy, both soot-stained but safe. The venue's a total loss. So much for my dream wedding. We'll have another wedding, Tyler promises. A better one. Without psychopaths? Amy asks hopefully. Definitely without psychopaths, Emma agrees. Agent Rivera approaches, looking exhausted but satisfied. 3 fires, 4 arrests, 0 civilian casualties. I'd call that a win, though the paperwork's gonna be a nightmare. What happens to Jordan, I ask. He'll face charges for arson and conspiracy to commit murder, but with evidence of coercion and his cooperation, he might see daylight again someday. Thanks to you. Sarah limps over, supported by an EMT. You did good, Carrie. Your father would be proud. Hell, I'm proud and I barely know you. What will you do now? I ask her. She looks at the burning house, then at the stars visible through the smoke. Testify. Help other families Marcus destroyed. Maybe write a book. How to marry a sociopath and survive. Think it'll sell. After today, I manage a laugh. Bestseller for sure. Fire crews battle the blaze, but Dad's house is gone. Tomorrow we'll sift through ashes looking for anything salvageable. Tonight we stand together and watch the past burn, knowing we survived to build a future. Hey, Tyler says suddenly, is that... We follow his gaze to see Steve being led from an FBI van. He's cooperating fully, head high despite his cuffs. When he sees us, he mouths 2 words, I'm sorry. I nod acknowledgement. He's got his own journey ahead, prison recovery, redemption maybe, but that's tomorrow's worry. Tonight we're alive. Scarred, traumatized, covered in foam and soot, but breathing. Together. A family that survived what should have destroyed us. So, Emma says after a long moment, who wants to get married in Vegas instead? The laughter that follows is tinged with hysteria and relief, but it's real. And after today, real is all that matters. We're still watching the fire crews work when Agent Chen's radio crackles with urgent chatter. All units be advised. Silent alarm triggered at Riverside Manor parking structure. Possible 207 kidnapping in progress. The venue, Rivera, frowns. We cleared that scene. Wait, Emma pales. Amy, where's your friend Chloe? She was your +1. Amy's eyes widen in horror. She went back to get my purse from the bridal suite after the FBI cleared it. Said she'd meet us at the hotel. That was an hour ago. Who else knew she was going back? I ask, though I'm already dreading the answer. Just Lisa. I texted her from the police car asking if she'd seen my purse. She said she'd tell Chloe where. Amy breaks off, understanding dawning. Oh God, Lisa's still working with them. Lisa's in custody. Rivera protests, but she's already radioing for confirmation. The response chills us all. Suspect Lisa Chen requested bathroom break 20 minutes ago. Guard found unconscious. Suspect's whereabouts unknown. She played us, Sarah breathes. The breakdown, the confession agreeing to testify, all an act. Rivera coordinates rapid response while we pile back into vehicles. My burned hands throb as I grip the door handle, but adrenaline overrides pain. Another innocent person is in danger because of connections to my family. Lisa knows we'll come, Tyler says as we race back toward the venue. This is a trap. Of course it's a trap, Mom says grimly, but we're going anyway. That's what family does. The venue's parking garage looms like a concrete mouth in the darkness. FBI vehicles surround the entrances, but Rivera holds them back. Hostage situation protocols. We go in smart, not fast. My phone buzzes, a video message from an unknown number. Lisa's face fills the screen, no longer the broken woman from the bridal suite. This is someone cold, calculating, cornered. Hello again, Emma. Bet you didn't expect more wedding surprises. The camera swings to show Amy's friend Chloe, 19 years old and terrified, duct tape across her mouth, tears streaming down her face. Sweet girl. Reminded me of Amy, so I figured she'd make good insurance. Let her go, Amy shouts at the phone. She has nothing to do with this. The pre-recorded video continues. Here's what happens now. I want safe passage out of the country. Private jet from Santa Monica Airport, fueled and ready. No tracking devices, no followers. In exchange, little Chloe goes home with all her fingers. You have 30 minutes before I start mailing pieces. She's lost it, Chen mutters. Full psychotic break. No, I disagree, studying Lisa's eyes in the video. She's desperate but calculating. This is her last play. Rivera deploys teams while trying to negotiate via phone. Lisa doesn't answer. 10 minutes pass. 15. Every second is agony, especially for Amy, who blames herself for involving her friend. Thermal imaging shows 2 figures in the northeast section. Level 3, a technician reports. Stationary. One appears to be restrained. I'm going in, Emma announces suddenly. Absolutely not, Tyler and Rivera say simultaneously. She was my best friend for 7 years. Emma insists. If anyone can talk her down, it's me. The same best friend who's been planning to rob you, Tyler demands. The same best friend who protected me from worse, Emma counters. You didn't see her face when Marcus talked about the insurance folder. She made sure certain lines weren't crossed. In her twisted way, she still cares. While they argue, I slip away. My burned hands fumble with my phone as I text Amy, creating distraction, get ready to move. Before anyone can stop me, I'm through the stairwell door climbing toward level 3. The concrete stairs echo with my footsteps. Stealth is impossible, but maybe that's better. Lisa needs to know someone's coming. Carrie, get back here. Rivera's voice carries up the stairwell, but I'm already pushing through the level 3 door. The parking level stretches before me, dimly lit by emergency lighting. Abandoned cars cast long shadows. In the far corner, I spot them. Lisa standing behind a concrete pillar, Chloe slumped against a car. That's close enough, Carrie. Lisa steps partially into view, holding what looks like a knife. Shouldn't you be playing hero somewhere else? Apparently this is my thing now. I raise my bandaged hands. Already got burned once tonight, saving someone who didn't deserve it. What's once more? Jordan was weak. Lisa spits. All that drama setting fires, feeling sorry for himself. I told Marcus partnering with him was a mistake. Yet here you are, holding an innocent girl hostage. How's that different? This is business. Lisa insists, but her hand shakes slightly. Clean exchange. No one gets hurt if you cooperate. Like your parents won't be hurt when they find out their daughter is a kidnapper. Like Emma's not hurt by 7 years of fake friendship. Stop. Her voice cracks. You don't understand. Marcus had evidence of things I did in college. Stupid things that would have destroyed my family's reputation, their business. I didn't have choices. You always had choices. You just made the wrong ones. Movement in my peripheral vision, Emma and Amy creeping along the opposite wall. I need to keep Lisa focused on me. You know what Marcus told me once? I step closer, noting how Lisa shifts to keep the pillar between us. He said you were the best partner he ever had. Better than Jordan, better than Steve. Said you understood the game. He said that. For a moment, vulnerability flashes across her face. Right before he explained how he'd frame you for everything if the plan went bad. You were always meant to take the fall, Lisa. Just another disposable tool. You're lying, but doubt creeps into her voice. Am I check your accounts? The ones Marcus set up for your cut. Bet they're empty. Bet the evidence trail leads right back to you. Lisa's face contorts with rage and betrayal. She starts to move toward me, knife raised, leaving Chloe unguarded. It's exactly what we needed. Emma and Amy rush from their hiding spot. Amy throws herself over Chloe while Emma tackles Lisa from behind. The knife spins away across concrete as they struggle. You were my sister. Emma sobs, pinning Lisa down. I loved you. How could you do this to us? Because I loved you too, Lisa screams back. Do you know how hard it was watching you plan your perfect life while mine was held hostage by that monster, knowing I had to help destroy your happiness to save my family? They're both crying now, years of genuine friendship warring with betrayal. FBI agents swarm the level, but for a moment, it's just two young women grieving what they've lost. I protected you, Lisa whispers as they cuff her. When Marcus wanted to drug you at the bachelorette party, I stopped him. When Jordan suggested hurting Amy to pressure your family, I shut it down. I was your friend as much as I could be. That's not friendship, Emma says quietly. That's just degrees of betrayal. They take Lisa away and we focus on Chloe. Physically, she's unharmed, traumatized, but intact. Amy holds her friend while EMTs check vitals, apologizing over and over. This isn't your fault, Chloe manages through tears. That woman is crazy. Your whole family is crazy. No offense. None taken, Tyler says. We're considering having t-shirts made. Rivera approaches with updates. Jordan's in surgery, but stable. Steve's cooperating fully. He's already given us leads on 3 other Marcus operations. And Lisa, she sighs. She'll need psychological evaluation. The level of compartmentalization required to maintain dual lives, that long it's damaged her. What about the money? Mom asks. The accounts Marcus was trying to drain. Frozen thanks to Mrs. Winter's quick action with the evidence. Your family's assets are secure. As for Marcus's hidden funds, they'll go toward restitution for his victims. So it's really over? Amy asks hopefully. This part is, Rivera confirms, though there'll be trials testimony, probably media attention you won't enjoy. But no more surprises, Emma presses. No more secret partners or hidden threats. Rivera hesitates just long enough to worry me. We're still processing evidence, but as far as we can tell, the immediate danger has passed. As we exit the parking garage, I notice missed calls from an unknown international number. Probably reporters already. The story of a wedding that became a crime scene is media gold. I ignore it, focusing on getting my family safely to the hotel. But as we drive away from the venue, now a crime scene, thrice over that hesitation in Rivera's voice nags at me. She said, as far as we can tell. In my experience today, that's not nearly far enough. We've commandeered a hotel conference room, transforming it into makeshift headquarters. FBI agents process evidence while my family clusters around tables littered with coffee cups and witness statements. It's past midnight, but nobody can sleep. I keep thinking about what Lisa said, Emma murmurs, staring at her ruined wedding dress. About protecting me from worse. What could be worse than what already happened? Don't go down that road, Tyler advises, but I can see him wondering too. Steve enters with an FBI escort looking haggard. They've let him help with the investigation in exchange for cooperation. He can't meet anyone's eyes as he approaches our table. I need to tell you something, he begins, voice hoarse, about how this started, about who else might be involved. We know you introduced Marcus, Tyler says coldly. We know they blackmailed you with gambling debts. That's not entirely true. Steve sinks into a chair. Yes, I had debts. Yes, they used them. But I didn't introduce Marcus to your family randomly. Someone suggested it. Someone who knew exactly what kind of man Marcus was. The room seems to tilt. Who, I demand. Think about it, Steve continues miserably. Who had access to your family's financial information? Who knew about your father's life insurance policies? Who could move freely through your lives without suspicion? Just say it, Mom commands, steel in her voice. Steve looks directly at Tyler, your business partner, David Reeves. Tyler shoots to his feet. That's impossible. David's been my best friend since high school. He's godfather to... He stops, face draining of color. Oh my God. He has access to everything. The business accounts client lists our expansion plans. He's supposed to watch our house while we're on our honeymoon, Emma whispers. Rivera's already on her phone barking orders. We need units at the Reeves residence now, and someone check on the business. Tyler fumbles for his laptop. If David's involved, he could drain everything. Our client escrow accounts the operating capital, all of it. His fingers fly across the keyboard, pulling up account after account. For a moment, everything looks normal. Then he refreshes the screen. No. Tyler's voice breaks. 43,000 moved 20 minutes ago. Another 60,000 just now. He's cleaning us out in real time. Can you stop it? Rivera demands. I'm locked out. He must have changed the administrative passwords. Tyler slams the laptop shut. 8 years building that company, and he's destroying it in minutes. Why now? I wonder aloud. Why expose himself when the others have been caught? Because he knows it's over either way. Mom realizes. If Steve's talking, David's involvement will come out. He's grabbing what he can before disappearing. My phone rings, that same international number from earlier. This time I answer. Hello, sister-in-law. The voice is familiar, yet chillingly different. David Reeves, Tyler's best friend since freshman year, sounds like a stranger. Quite the wedding day, wasn't it? David, I put him on speaker. Why? He laughs bitterly. Because I've spent 15 years watching Tyler succeed at everything. Business, love, family. Do you know what it's like being the perpetual sidekick, the best man, but never the groom? So you decided to destroy us. Tyler's voice shakes with rage and betrayal. I decided to get paid, David corrects. Marcus approached me 2 years ago, offered me 20% to be his inside man. More money than I'd see in a lifetime playing second fiddle to you. You helped kill my father, I state flatly. Silence stretches before David responds. That wasn't supposed to happen. He was getting too close to the truth. Marcus handled it without consulting me. I was horrified. But not horrified enough to stop, Mom observes. I was in too deep by then. Marcus had evidence of the money I'd already taken. Besides, your father never liked me. Always said Tyler could do better for a business partner. He was right, Tyler spits. Yes, he was, David agrees easily, which is why I'm calling. Consider this my wedding gift, a clean break. I've taken what I could from the business accounts. Not enough to destroy you, just enough to disappear. You'll recover. You always do. You're not getting away with this, Rivera interjects. Agent Rivera, I presume I'm calling from a satellite phone in international waters. By the time you trace this, I'll be in a country with no extradition treaty. Marcus taught me well, always have an exit strategy. What about your family? Tyler asks. Your parents, your sister? They'll be fine. Better off without the disappointment of a son who never measured up. Tell them I died in a sailing accident. It's cleaner than the truth. David. Tyler starts, but the line cuts off. We sit in stunned silence. 4 partners. Marcus, the mastermind. Jordan, the technical expert. Lisa, the inside source. And David, the financial architect. A complete betrayal ecosystem built around destroying my family. How much did he get? Mom asks quietly. Tyler checks his phone as account alerts stream in. About $300,000 so far. He's hitting the reserve accounts now, but... Wait. His expression shifts. The transfers are being rejected. Insufficient funds. Rivera grins. We froze those accounts an hour ago when Steve mentioned a 4th partner. David's hitting empty wells. So he only got the operating capital, Tyler calculates. We'll survive, barely, but we'll make it. The clients will need explanations, Emma points out. The publicity alone could kill the business. Or make it stronger, Mom suggests. Nothing bonds people like shared adversity. Tell the truth you were betrayed but survived. Clients respect resilience. Agent Chen enters with updates. Reeves' house is empty. Neighbors say he left with suitcases this afternoon right after news of the wedding broke. His car's at the marina boat's gone. Let him run. Tyler says exhaustion evident in every word. I'm done chasing ghosts. Marcus is dead, the others are in custody, and we're alive. That's enough victory for one day. But I can't shake the feeling that we're missing something. 4 partners discovered, but Marcus operated for 10 years. How many other lives intersect with his web of destruction? My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. Check your email. A friend. I open my inbox to find a message with attachments, dozens of files labeled with names and dates. As I scroll through, my blood runs cold. Rivera, you need to see this. The files contain detailed records of Marcus's previous operations. Phoenix 2019, the Morrison family destroyed after their daughter's wedding. Charlotte 2020, the Patel family bankrupted following their son's funeral. Seattle 2021, the NG family systematically robbed during their reunion weekend. But it's the final file that stops my heart. Chicago 2018, the Winters family. That's impossible, I breathe. I didn't meet Marcus until 2021. But the file tells a different story. Surveillance photos of Marcus watching me at a coffee shop in 2018, notes about my father's growing suspicious, references to cultivating inside source SG, Steve Garrett. He was planning this for 3 years before we met, I realize. Everything Steve's gambling debts the introduction at the barbecue, even David's involvement, all orchestrated years in advance. Who sent this Rivera demands already trying to trace the email? The answer comes in another text. Seattle operation survivor. Caught him targeting another family in Portland. Thought you should know the full scope. Stay vigilant. These people have long memories. Catherine Ng. I look around the table at my battered, exhausted family. We've survived the immediate threat, but how many other survivors are out there? How many other victims seeking justice or revenge? It's not over, I say quietly. It might never be truly over. No. Mom agrees, taking my hand. But we'll face whatever comes next together. That's what your father would want. That's what family does. As dawn breaks through the hotel windows, painting everything in shades of gold and possibility, I realize she's right. We've been marked by tragedy, scarred by betrayal, but not broken. Never broken. Tomorrow we'll start rebuilding Tyler's business, Emma and Tyler's wedding plans, my own life without Marcus. But tonight we're simply grateful to be alive together and finally free from the shadows that have haunted us. Or so we hope. The hotel conference room has become our war room, but exhaustion is setting in. Emma sleeps with her head on Tyler's shoulder while Amy curls up in a chair, still in her bridesmaid dress. Only Mom remains fully alert, reviewing the files Catherine Ung sent with disturbing focus. "Carrie," she says quietly, not wanting to wake the others. "Look at this." She shows me a page from the Chicago file, Marcus's handwritten notes about potential targets. My family is listed, but so are 3 others, all marked with red X's. The Hendersons, the Chens, the Williams family, I read, our neighbors, all rejected because I squint at Marcus's cramped writing, because none had recent trauma to exploit. "He waited," Mom says grimly. "Waited for your father to die to make us vulnerable," which means Dad's death might not have been planned by Marcus. The realization hits like cold water. The brake failure could have been a real accident that Marcus simply exploited. Agent Rivera, who's been coordinating with field offices nationwide, overhears and joins us. "We've been analyzing the evidence from your father's accident. The brake line failure matches wear patterns more than sabotage. It's possible Marcus claimed credit for an accident to increase psychological control. He let me believe he killed Dad to break me down further." Rage floods through me, hot and cleansing. That might be worse than if he'd actually done it. Everything was psychological manipulation. Rivera confirms. We've found similar patterns in other cases. He'd claim responsibility for tragedies he simply observed and exploited. Steve, who's been helping decode Marcus's files, looks up from his laptop. "There's something else. David's not running to a non-extradition country. These navigation plans show he's heading to Vancouver. Canada will definitely send him back." "Then why go there?" Tyler asks, stirring awake. Steve's face is troubled. "Because that's where Marcus kept his real records. David mentioned it once when drunk a storage unit with everything. Videos, financial records, but also what Marcus called his insurance policies on everyone he'd ever worked with. Blackmail material. I realize. David's not running. He's going to destroy evidence of his involvement. Or sell it," Rivera suggests darkly. "Those records would be worth millions to the right buyers." "We need to stop him," Tyler says, fully awake now. "We aren't doing anything," Rivera states firmly. "This is international law enforcement now, but I appreciate the intel." Mom stands, drawing herself to her full height. "Agent Rivera, my family has been terrorized, robbed, and nearly killed. We've cooperated fully. Now I'm asking not as victims, but as citizens who've earned the right, let us see this through." Rivera studies us, battered, exhausted, but unbroken. "I can't authorize civilian involvement in an international operation." She pauses. "However, I can't stop you from taking a family vacation to Vancouver. Beautiful city this time of year. It takes us 3 hours to organize. Commercial flights are booked, but one of Tyler's clients owns a charter service and owes him a favor. By sunrise, we're airborne. Tyler, Emma, Mom, and me, while Amy stays with friends. Steve remains in FBI custody, and Sarah's recovering in the hospital, but both provided detailed intelligence about the storage facility." "This is insane," Emma says for the 10th time. "We're literally chasing my fiancé's best friend across international borders to stop him from selling blackmail material gathered by my dead husband's crime syndicate." When you put it that way, Tyler admits, it does sound like a bad movie plot. "Our entire day has been a bad movie plot," I point out. "Might as well see it through to the credits." The flight passes in strategic planning. Rivera, officially unable to help, has unofficially provided updates. David's boat was spotted near Port Angeles. Canadian authorities are aware but need probable cause to act. "Which we'll provide," Mom says confidently, "once we locate the storage unit." "Mom, you're 72, I remind her. "Maybe let us handle the dangerous parts." She fixes me with the look that stopped tantrums when I was 5. "I've been handling dangerous parts since before you were born. Your father and I didn't build our life by being timid." As Vancouver's skyline appears, my phone buzzes. Catherine Ung, the Seattle survivor who sent the files, has texted, "Heard you're visiting. Coffee, I have information about the storage facility." We meet her at a waterfront cafe. Catherine is younger than expected, maybe 30, with the same haunted but determined look I see in my own mirror. Marcus destroyed my family 4 years ago, she explains without preamble. Took everything during my mother's funeral. I've been tracking his operations ever since. Why didn't you go to the FBI? Emma asks. I did, but Marcus was careful, always just enough evidence to suspect, never enough to convict. Until now. She slides a folder across the table. The storage unit David's heading to, I've been watching it for 2 years. Unit 447 at Secure Store on East Hastings. You could have acted sooner. Tyler says, not quite accusing, but close. Catherine's smile is bitter. And accomplish what Marcus would have disappeared started over elsewhere. I needed him caught in the act, his whole network exposed. You did that. Now I'm returning the favor. The folder contains surveillance photos, security schedules, even floor plans. Catherine has been thorough. David will arrive within hours, she warns. He knows the police are watching the marinas, so he'll dock at a private pier and come by car. Then we should get there first, I decide. We includes me, Catherine states. I've waited 4 years for closure. I'm not sitting this out. So our strange alliance heads to Secure Store, a family of victims and a fellow survivor, united by shared trauma and determination to end this properly. The facility is industrial cameras everywhere requiring key codes and identification. But Steve provided Marcus's false identity, and Catherine knows which security guard is susceptible to bribes. Unit 447 is unremarkable from outside, just another metal door among hundreds. But when we open it, the scope of Marcus's operation becomes clear. Boxes upon boxes of records, hard drives labeled with victims' names, photos, videos, financial documents going back 15 years. And in the center, a desk with active monitors showing surveillance feeds from dozens of locations. He was still watching people. Emma breathes. Even after death, his cameras kept recording. Future targets, Catherine explains. Marcus always planned ahead. We begin documenting everything, careful not to disturb potential evidence. Then footsteps echo in the corridor. David rounds the corner and freezes upon seeing us. You've got to be kidding me, he says. You people just don't quit. Neither do you, apparently, Tyler responds. Come to destroy evidence of your crimes. David's laugh is hollow. Crimes I was trying to survive Marcus's manipulation, same as everyone. You think I wanted this? Think I enjoyed betraying my best friend? You took $300,000, I remind him. Payment for 3 years of being his puppet. Do you know what it's like having every mistake documented, every weakness exploited? Marcus owned me from the moment I took that first payment. You had choices, Tyler insists. Did I? David gestures at the storage unit. Look around, see those files, green tabs are active operations, blue are completed, red are people who tried to leave and faced consequences. Guess which color my file is. We look. Sure enough, a red-tabbed file reads, D. Reeves, contained asset. He would have destroyed me if I'd refused. My family, my reputation, everything. So you chose to destroy ours instead, Mom says quietly. David's shoulders slump. Yes, and I'll live with that forever. But I'm here to end it. To burn every file, every hard drive. No more victims. That's evidence. Rivera's voice comes from behind us. She stands with Canadian authorities having tracked us despite her official inability to help. Evidence that could free dozens of families from ongoing blackmail. Then take it, David says, surprising everyone. Arrest me. I'm tired of running, tired of lying. Just protect my family from whatever's in my file. They don't deserve to suffer for my choices. In the end, it's anticlimactic. David surrenders without resistance. Authorities seize the storage unit's contents. Hundreds of victims will be notified, given closure or at least answers. As David is led away, he turns to Tyler. I'm sorry for everything. You were the brother I never deserved. Tyler's response surprises me. You were sick, David. Marcus infected you like a disease. I can't forgive you yet, but maybe someday. That's more than I deserve, David says, and then he's gone. We stand in the emptied storage unit, the weight of the day finally crushing down. It's over. Really, truly over. Marcus is dead, his network destroyed, his victims freed. Now what? Emma asks into the silence. Now we go home, Mom says. We heal. We rebuild. We live not in his shadow, but in our own light. Catherine Ung shakes our hands before leaving. Thank you for having the courage I couldn't find alone. Thank you, I respond, for watching, for caring, for helping us end this. As we fly back to Los Angeles, I realize forgiveness will be a journey, not a destination. Steve, David, even Lisa, they were victims who became villains caught in Marcus's web. They'll face justice, but maybe also redemption. Tyler and Emma hold hands across the aisle, already planning their real wedding. Mom dozed off, finally allowing exhaustion to claim her. And me, I stare out at clouds painted gold by setting sun, thinking about new beginnings. Marcus stole 3 years of my life, but he didn't steal my future. That belongs to me, to my family, to the love that survived his worst efforts to destroy it. Tomorrow the healing begins. Tonight we're simply free. 1 month later, Tyler and Emma's backyard is transformed into something magical. Not the grand venue we'd originally planned, but somehow more perfect for its simplicity. White lights twine through the oak tree Dad planted when Tyler was born. Mismatched chairs borrowed from neighbors create an aisle lined with wildflowers Emma and I picked this morning. You ready for this? I asked Tyler, adjusting his boutonniere, a simple daisy, nothing like the elaborate orchids from before. I've been ready since the day I met her, he says, then grins, though I could have done without the murder, arson, and betrayal intermission. Builds character. Mom interjects radiant in lavender instead of the formal navy she'd originally chosen. Your father always said the best marriages are forged in fire, though I doubt he meant it literally. The gathering is intimate 30 people who've proven themselves true family, blood-related or not. Sarah Peterson sits in the second row, still recovering but determined to witness joy after so much darkness. Catherine Ung flew in from Seattle, part of our strange fellowship of survivors. Even Rob Chen is here out on bail and working to make amends by helping the FBI unravel Marcus's international network. Agent Rivera stands near the back in civilian clothes, having become an unexpected friend through the aftermath. She catches my eye and nods toward the corner where someone sits alone. Steve, out on supervised release for the day, wearing an ankle monitor beneath his dress pants. Tyler invited him despite everything saying forgiveness had to start somewhere. Places everyone, Amy calls out having appointed herself wedding coordinator. She's thrown herself into the role with determination, as if orchestrating perfect joy could erase the trauma of that terrible day. The music begins not a professional string quartet, but Mom's friend from church on guitar, playing the song Tyler and Emma first danced to in college. Emma appears at the back gate, escorted by both her parents, who flew in from Portland. She's wearing a simple sundress, not the designer gown that burned with the venue. Her smile outshines any dress as she locks eyes with Tyler. This is what Marcus tried to steal, this pure, uncomplicated love between two people who choose each other despite everything. The ceremony is brief, officiated by Judge, who's a family friend. No elaborate vows about eternal devotion, just simple promises to love, to support, to face whatever comes together. When Tyler kisses his bride, the small gathering erupts in cheers that feel larger than any crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge announces, I present Tyler and Emma Thompson for real this time. The reception is in full swing, tables laden with potluck contributions, music from a playlist on outdoor speakers, when I notice someone missing. I find Steve by Dad's rose bushes staring at blooms he helped plant years ago. I shouldn't have come, he says without turning. This happiness, I don't deserve to witness it. Maybe not, I agree, joining him. But Tyler wanted you here. That matters. I destroyed everything. His voice breaks. Your father trusted me. You all trusted me. And you got lost, I interrupt. Marcus was expert at finding lost people and making them worse. But you also sent the warning that saved us. That matters too. One right choice against 1,000 wrong ones. Sometimes one is enough to start redemption. I think of David awaiting trial in federal custody, cooperating fully, of Lisa undergoing psychiatric treatment while facing charges, even Jordan recovering from burns and his own demons. You're all victims who became accomplices. The law will handle justice. But healing, that's on all of us. Steve finally meets my eyes. Can you ever forgive me? I'm trying. I answer honestly. Every day I'm trying. Some days are harder than others. But seeing you here taking responsibility, helping make things right, it helps. Emma finds us there radiant in her wedding joy. Without hesitation, she hugs Steve. Thank you for coming. Tyler needs all his family today, even the complicated parts. As evening falls, we gather for toasts. Tyler raises his glass first. 6 weeks ago, we thought we were celebrating the perfect wedding. Instead, we survived something that should have destroyed us. But look around. We're here together, stronger for the breaking. To family blood chosen and reforged in fire. To Dad, I add, raising my own glass, who taught us that love isn't just sentiment, but action. Who would be proud of how we've chosen healing over hatred. To new beginnings, Emma continues, and to the federal agents who made sure we lived to see them. Rivera laughs from her table, raising her beer in acknowledgement. Mom stands last. To my husband who saw threats coming even if he couldn't stop them. To my children who showed courage I didn't know they possessed. And to the future uncertain, but ours to shape. As we drink, my phone buzzes with a text from Catherine Ung, the Portland family. Marcus was targeting safe now thanks to evidence from the storage unit. Your sacrifice saved them. I show Sarah, who smiles through tears. See good from evil. Your father would appreciate the poetry of that. Speaking of poetry, Tyler announces Emma and I have something to share. They stand together, hands intertwined. We're pregnant, about 6 weeks along, life insisting on hope despite everything. The celebration erupts anew. Mom cries happy tears. Amy squeals about becoming an aunt. Even Steve manages a genuine smile. In the midst of joy, I catch Sarah's eye. She understands the bittersweet ache of celebrating others' futures while rebuilding your own. You okay? She asks quietly. Getting there. I admit, Marcus took 3 years, but he didn't take this. He couldn't steal our ability to celebrate, to hope, to love. The party continues past midnight. Neighbors join, drawn by laughter and light. Someone produces a karaoke machine, and soon terrible singing fills the night. Tyler and Emma dance to their song, lost in each other. Mom holds court at a table, telling stories of Dad that make everyone laugh through tears. I slip away to the quiet of the front porch, needing a moment to process. The FBI cleared Marcus's surveillance equipment from all our homes, but sometimes I still feel watched. Recovery isn't linear. There are good days and bad moments of peace and sudden panic. Mind company Rivera appears with 2 beers. Drinking on duty. Officially, I'm at a civilian social gathering maintaining witness relationships. She grins. Unofficially, your mom's potato salad required alcohol pairing. We sit in companionable silence before she speaks again. You did good, Kari. Not many could have faced what you did and chosen justice over revenge. I wanted revenge, I confess. When Marcus held Mom hostage, when Jordan burned Dad's house, when David stole from the business, I wanted them all to suffer. But you didn't act on it. That's what matters. What happens now with the trials, the other victims? Long process, Rivera admits. But with the evidence recovered, we'll close cases nationwide. Families will get answers, maybe even recovered assets. You started something bigger than just saving your own family. A burst of laughter from the backyard draws our attention. Through the window, we see Tyler attempting to teach Emma's father some dance that looks more like controlled falling. That's what wins, Rivera says softly. Not the arrests or convictions, but this people choosing joy despite trauma. Marcus thought love was weakness. Every laugh tonight, proves him wrong. To proving Marcus wrong, I toast and we clink bottles. Later, as the party winds down, I help Mom clean up. We work in comfortable rhythm, not needing words. Finally, she pauses studying me with that mom vision that sees through all pretense. "You're going to be okay," she says. Not a question, but a declaration. "How do you know?" "Because you're my daughter. Because you're your father's daughter. Because you survived Marcus's worst and still chose to help others heal. That's not just strength, sweetheart. That's grace." As the last guests leave and the house settles into quiet, I stand in the backyard where hours ago we celebrated new beginnings. The lights still twinkle in Dad's tree. Emma's bouquet rests on the table where she tossed it, caught by Catherine Ung, who blushed furiously while Sarah teased her about Seattle men. It's not the wedding we planned. It's smaller, simpler, marked by absence and trauma, but it's real in ways that grand venue could never have been. We're not playing parts in Marcus's production anymore. We're just us, flawed, healing, but genuinely happy. My phone buzzes one last time. Emma has sent a photo from their honeymoon suite, actually just a nice hotel downtown. Her and Tyler making silly faces, still in their simple wedding clothes, gloriously alive and in love. "Thank you," her text reads, "for saving us, for not giving up, for showing us that love wins." I text back, "Love always wins, just sometimes needs help from the FBI." Her response is a string of laughing emojis followed by, "Worst maid of honor speech ever. Best sister-in-law forever." Tomorrow the real work begins. Therapy appointments, trial preparations, rebuilding what was broken. But tonight, Tyler and Emma are married. Mom is safe, and our family has proven unbreakable. Marcus lost. Love won, and that's enough victory to carry us through whatever comes next. 6 months after the wedding that almost wasn't, I stand in the conference room of the Thompson Foundation, named after Dad, reviewing case files with Catherine Ang. What started as 2 survivors supporting each other has grown into something neither of us expected. The Martinez family in Phoenix. Catherine says, sliding a folder across the desk. Classic Marcus pattern. Recent death in the family, vulnerable widow, new boyfriend who seems too good to be true. I study the surveillance photos our volunteer investigators provided. The boyfriend's background, fake. Everything before 5 years ago is fabricated. But here's the interesting part. She pulls up financial records on her laptop. He's using Marcus's old shell companies, either a copycat or someone from the network we missed. Forward it to Rivera, I decide. We document, they investigate. That's the agreement. The Thompson Foundation occupies a small office suite downtown, funded partly by recovered assets from Marcus's crimes and partly by donations from grateful families we've helped. In 6 months, we've assisted 43 families in recognizing and escaping similar schemes. Turns out Marcus wasn't unique, just particularly good at what too many predators attempt. Sarah enters with coffee and her latest project files. She's our head of victim services, now using her experience to help others navigate the aftermath of betrayal. Morning briefing in 5. We've got 3 new cases to review. Through the glass wall, I see our small but dedicated team gathering. Rob Chen, serving community service with us instead of jail time, has become our technical expert, using his skills to uncover digital deception. 2 other Marcus survivors work part-time, turning their trauma into purpose. Before we start, Catherine announces, "I have news. Remember the storage unit evidence? The FBI just confirmed they've used it to shut down operations in 12 cities. Over 100 families protected from future targeting." Applause fills the room. Every victory matters when you're fighting shadows. My phone buzzes with a photo from Tyler and Emma. Their daughter, Hope, born perfectly healthy despite the stress of her conception timing, grins toothlessly from her father's arms. The legitimate wedding photography business they started has flourished, turning their venue trauma into art that captures real joy. Auntie Carrie. Emma's text reads, "Hope needs corruption-fighting lessons. Free for dinner. Sunday." I confirm, smiling at how routine has replaced chaos. Sunday dinners at Mom's, where she holds court over grandchildren and chosen family alike. Even Steve joins us occasionally, his journey toward redemption, measured in small acts of service and genuine contrition. The morning briefing covers our active cases: a widow in Sacramento whose new boyfriend has inconsistent stories, a family in Portland where expensive gifts preceded requests for financial information, a young couple in San Diego whose wedding planner seems unusually interested in their trust funds. The patterns are always similar. Sarah explains to our newest volunteer, a psychology student writing her dissertation on predatory fraud. They target vulnerability, usually grief or major life transitions. They mirror their victims' desires, becoming exactly what's needed. By the time red flags appear, emotional investment makes leaving difficult. How do you spot them early? The student asks. Trust your instincts. I answer, remembering that first text message. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Real love doesn't require you to ignore warning signs. After the meeting, I drive to the cemetery. Dad's headstone now includes a bench where visitors can sit and remember. I come here weekly, updating him on our work on the family, on how we've rebuilt from the ashes Marcus left. The foundation helped save another family today. I tell the carved granite. A widow in Fresno whose boyfriend had your killer's playbook. We're making a difference, Dad, turning our worst day into others' salvation. Wind rustles through the trees, the same oak species from our backyard. I like to think it's acknowledgement, approval, pride in how we've chosen to heal. My phone rings. Agent Rivera, now a friend beyond our professional relationship. Carrie wanted you to be the first to know. Jordan Ashford was denied parole. The testimony from families he hurt swayed the board. He'll serve at least 5 more years. How'd he take it? Actually showed genuine remorse. The therapy programs seem to be working. He's even teaching photography to other inmates, channeling his skills positively. Good. People can change if they choose to. I think of David, who will be released next year after serving minimum time for his cooperation. He's already reached out about making amends, wanting to fund foundation work with what remains of his assets. Thanks for letting me know. There's more. We're recommending the foundation for a federal grant. Your work identifying potential crimes before they happen has saved the Bureau resources and protected countless families. It's time you had proper funding. I thank her and end the call, overwhelmed by how far we've come. From victims to advocates, from targets to protectors. That evening, I return home to my new apartment, smaller than the house I shared with Marcus, but genuinely mine. No hidden cameras, no secrets, just space I've claimed for healing. The walls hold photos of real moments: Tyler and Emma's backyard wedding, Hope's first smile, Mom teaching Amy to make Dad's famous chili, Sarah and Catherine laughing at our last survivor support meeting. My laptop holds the beginning of a book, not a tell-all about Marcus, but a guide for recognizing and escaping predatory relationships. The working title is Love Shouldn't Hurt Your Wallet, a survivor's guide to financial fraud and emotional manipulation. As I write, my engagement ring catches the light, not from Marcus, but from Ben, the prosecutor who handled our cases and somehow saw past my walls to the person still capable of trust. We're taking it slow, building something real on foundations of honesty and mutual respect. He understands my work comes first, that healing isn't complete, that some days I still jump at unexpected texts. A knock interrupts my writing. I find Amy at my door with Chinese takeout and study materials. Criminology midterm, she explains, settling on my couch. Figured you could help considering you lived through most of my textbook. She's joking, but also serious. Amy's choosing to study criminal justice inspired by Rivera and the agents who saved us. Tyler worries she's processing trauma through academics, but I see it differently. She's claiming power over what once made us powerless. We study until midnight, analyzing case patterns and perpetrator psychology. It's strange how academic distance makes the personal bearable, how teaching her helps me understand my own experience. Before leaving, Amy hugs me tight. Love you, Kari. Thanks for saving us that day. We saved each other, I correct. That's what family does. After she goes, I return to my book to the final chapter about rebuilding after betrayal. The words flow easier now. Recovery isn't a destination, but a journey measured in small victories. The first time you trust again. The first night you sleep without checking locks. The first moment you realize you've gone hours without thinking of them. These victories accumulate like interest, growing into something stronger than what was stolen. The predators count on our silence, our shame, our isolation. They don't expect us to transform pain into purpose, to build networks of support, to shine light into the shadows where they operate. Every story shared, every warning heeded, every family protected diminishes their power. You are not what happened to you. You are how you choose to heal, how you help others avoid your pain, how you rebuild with wisdom earned through suffering. The love that survives betrayal is tested, refined, unbreakable. Trust it. Trust yourself. Trust that the best chapters of your story haven't been written yet. I save the file and close my laptop, satisfied with the day's work. Tomorrow brings more cases, more families to help, more healing to facilitate. But tonight I'm simply grateful. Marcus thought he was writing our ending when he chose us as targets. He never imagined we'd grab the pen from his hand and author our own conclusion, one where love wins, families endure, and broken people help each other become whole. My phone buzzes with a text from Sarah. Wine and Survivor support group tomorrow. Catherine's bringing her famous brownies. Wouldn't miss it, I reply, smiling at how tragedy birthed this unlikely sisterhood. The last thing I do before bed is check the Foundation's email. 17 new inquiries from families suspecting fraud. 3 thank you notes from people we've helped. 1 marriage proposal from a grateful widow's son, which makes me laugh. And a simple message that makes everything worthwhile. You saved my family today. We almost fell for it, but your website helped us see the truth. Thank you for turning your pain into our protection. I forward it to our team with a note. This is why we do what we do. As sleep finally comes, I dream not of surveillance cameras or burning buildings, but of Dad's smile, of Hope's laughter, of all the families sleeping safely tonight because we chose to transform trauma into triumph. The monsters are real. They walk among us wearing human faces and false love. But we're real too, survivors who refuse to let darkness win, families who choose healing over hatred, ordinary people doing extraordinary things to protect each other. And in the end, that's the greatest victory of all. Thank you so much for joining me on this emotional journey. If this story touched your heart, moved you to tears, or kept you breathless with suspense, please take a moment to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what part resonated with you most. Was it Kari's courage in that garage, the wedding venue showdown, or perhaps the journey from victim to protector? If you found value in this tale of family betrayal and ultimate triumph, please hit that like button and subscribe to hear more stories that explore the depths of human resilience. Share this with someone who needs reminding that love is stronger than deception, that families can survive the unthinkable, and that sometimes our worst days become the catalyst for our greatest purpose. Have you ever had a moment when your instincts warned you something was wrong? When you had to choose between comfortable lies and difficult truths? Tell me your thoughts below. Your stories inspire mine. Until next time, remember, trust your instincts, protect your family, and never underestimate the power of love to overcome even the darkest deceptions. Stay strong, stay aware, and keep choosing love over fear. Thank you for listening, and may your own story be filled with the genuine love and trust that every heart deserves.